The internet has been bombarded, as they say, with AI Avengers Doomsday set photos. Some of them are so fucking good. I actually downloaded some, put them into AI to ask if it was AI.
So you're going to need AI to tell you whether what you're looking at, what you are perceiving with your eyes wide open is real or not.
Yep.
Is that where we're going?
That's where we're at, is what I'm telling you. And it started with damn Avengers Doomsday.
God. So they are putting us back into the Matrix. Damn.
This X-Men universe is supposedly going to show its face again in this movie. They fucked around with time travel here too.
Yeah.
Could that Days of Future Past time travel affect Doomsday or Secret War? Is this something you think we possibly could be missing here? We got the new Avengers, which is the Thunderbolts.
They're not the Avengers. They're just a mercenary team, basically.
You know, I love my boy Sam Wilson, but his team, whoever's going to be on that team, are they the Avengers, the real Avengers?
You just don't take a ragtag team of somebody and just name them the Avengers. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
So, no.
These are the motherfucking Avengers.
Right.
Is that safe to say?
OGs.
We're going to see several teams in these movies, we've heard, right? You got the X-Men, you got the new Avengers, the old
Fantastic
Avengers,
Four.
the blue Avengers, the Fantastic Four, the young Avengers, fucking Trump's Avengers. You got everybody, dude.
Right.
The Space Avengers. What if these little teams, they're just, you know, as they say, what do they say back in the day, cannon fodder. You heard this? Cannon fodder. They're little pawns. Just fucking throw them out there first. And then what if the real OGs come back? All right. Welcome to Only Comics. I'm Mike. That's Adrian.
That's it.
What's up, dude?
Post-turkey.
Post-turkey, dude.
Post-turkey, man. Yeah, it's been an adventure every year.
Yes. Did you set your house on fire with a turkey?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not. We
That's
managed to buy a one of those deep fryers, but never opened it.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you thought about doing the deep fried turkey?
I didn't think about it at all. It just showed up in the house, and I'm like, yeah, we're not doing that.
Got it.
So no
you did
bombing
the,
my house with the turkey.
Oven method?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Works
Nice.
every year.
What size turkey did you bake?
It's like a medium because we
Okay.
had other stuff too.
Got it.
Of course, we got to do the ham. We got to do the pork.
okay.
So then we had even a different what's that stuffing? We had
Yeah.
like a seafood stuffing.
Oh shit.
That shit was slamming, dude.
Damn. Yeah,
So,
freaky with it, Adrian.
So we had a lot of stuff. I mean, that alone was a meal.
Yeah,
dude. So
Dude, I'm about turkeyed out though. You know, I had turkey on Thanksgiving.
yep.
Then I had turkey sandwiches on Black Friday, the day after. So hey, happy Black Friday, Adrian, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes, and then yesterday took a little break. I did have some turkey for my post-workout meal because a lot of protein in it, you know.
Sure.
And then I was working on my broth, dude. My turkey stock was simmering the fuck out of that carcass yesterday. And today is the send-off. It's chapter 3.
Yeah.
You know, it's the turkey soup. And then we don't eat fucking turkey for a year. You know what's up with that? Why does turkey only come out for Thanksgiving?
So puts you in a deep sleep.
Yes, it does.
So all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, you don't want to sleep through the whole year.
Oh, okay.
You want to reserve it for a special day.
Got it. Because we eat the fuck out of some chicken, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Turkey, just once a year, dude. We don't. It's like that uncle that nobody likes, bro. Once a year. That's enough, Uncle Tim.
Right.
Fucking
There you
take your
go.
bitch ass home. You know.
Right.
So the holiday season is upon us, Adrian.
That's it.
Christmas is around the corner.
Absolutely.
Did you believe that? It's less than 30 days away.
Yeah, I do. I mean, every year it's less than 30 days away.
Yes.
The way it works around my house.
Yes, same. So we are, you mentioned other stuff, like you had other stuff for your meal. We have a podcast called Other Stuff.
Yes.
And we mentioned Christmas. I'll tell you what, on Other Stuff, you're going to like this because you did a toe dip into this not too long ago. Well, it was last year when you talked about how Coca-Cola created Santa.
Yep.
Oh, we're going to go deep diving back to how Christmas is what it is today.
Well, they didn't create Santa.
Okay.
They created the Christmas colors that we have adopted today. Santa was pretty much a ragamuffin before. He just wore whatever the fuck he had.
Just
taking
some
off the
dude
bombs
and
on his
shit,
Some dude, was brown t-shirt, fucking white beaters and shit. No, he wore whatever, and
they commercialized it.
Coke, because they wanted to sell more Coke in the winter, because you can't sell a cold beverage in the wintertime as much as well as you can in the summer. So they was like, you know what? Let's make Christmas about us. So they gave Santa the old Coca-Cola red and white treatment. And the rest is history. Now we're watching Mercedes and shit too, pulling, coming down instead of reindeer and pulling fucking Coke cans, I guess.
Crazy, dude. It's crazy. But we're going to get into that. That's not now. That's another stuff. That's tomorrow. You can go to the membership. You can join the membership, become a Legion of Intern, like your shirt right there, Adrian. You can join the Legion. You'll get us twice a week, getting double banged, Adrian. AWOB. Another week, another banger.
Bang.
It's how it happens sometimes. But, so you had a good Thanksgiving?
I did.
I did too. Hope you guys all did too. I did not show up for the live on Friday, Adrian.
No?
It was Black Friday. Nope. I was I unplugged for a couple of days.
You weren't out assaulting people trying to get some
it's my fucking
shit?
TV, bitch. Give me a TV, you fucking asshole. Like, no. Nothing says holiday spirit, for killing your neighbor over a TV.
Buying that 50% off TV that's been jacked up 200%.
Exactly. It's just back down to regular price. Calm down, dude. I did almost hit a turkey vulture on the way here. I think the turkeys are attacking, bro. They're mad. It's war.
Yep.
They're like, you guys want to eat all of us, one day a year? Fuck you. Yeah, it flew right by my damn windshield. Almost. Yeah, I was like, I didn't even know these motherfuckers could fly like that.
Well, I don't think a turkey vulture and a turkey is the same thing.
No. It's like their cousin, right? Like, you fucking with my cousin.
No, it's a fucking giant bird.
Okay. I mean,
so it's a turkey, bro.
Yeah, turkey vulture. So what does that have to do with comics? Nothing at all. Nothing at all. So anyways, we are going to get into some comic stuff since you all asked. We're going to get into some news, some rumors. It's a light news week this week, Adrian. So we're going to get to...
Everybody's on the couch.
It's like, bro, y'all can do nothing. And the internet has been bombarded. It's so funny. We talked about AI a few weeks ago.
Yep.
It's bombarded, as they say, with AI Avengers Doomsday set photos. Shit that some of them are so fucking good that I actually downloaded some, put them into AI to ask if it was AI, because who else is going to tell you if it's AI or not, right? You and I will look at it and we go, maybe it is, maybe I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. What do you think? And then you put in AI and it's like, oh yeah, it's some fucking AI shit right there.
Right.
Yeah, so it's you don't know what to believe when you see. So that's why I haven't brought any of them up, because most of them are fucking fake.
So you're telling me a year from now, you're going to have, so this is why they're shifting to AI on every device. You buying an AI powered laptop, you don't need it.
Right.
You buying an AI powered phone, you don't need it. So you're going to need AI to tell you whether what you're looking at, what you are perceiving with your eyes wide open, is whether it's real or not. Yep. Is that where we're going?
That's where we're at, is what I'm telling you. And it started with damn Avengers Doomsday. God.
So we are turning back to the Matrix. They are putting us back into the Matrix. Damn.
Yep. Crazy. So, first piece of news about Avengers Doomsday that we can confirm. This is not AI here. It's Kelsey Grammer. He's talking about his Beast reprisal. We talked about him a few weeks ago. And we have seen on screen 3 different beasts, if you will. Okay. We saw Kelsey Grammer back in the old X-Men days of practical effects. So, and this is when it was makeup, hair, suit, that whole nonsense.
Right.
We seen that. Then we saw Nicholas Holt's version, which if I was grading the practical effects, I'd give the Kelsey Grammer one pretty high grade. I'd give it a B, a solid B+. Sure. The Nicholas Holt one, I'd give it, is there anything lower than an F? I'd just give it a fucking F. It was a piece of shit.
It was teenage werewolfish.
You're going to determine that here in a second, Adrian, because I am going to show you a photo. All right, so this was Kelsey Grammer, practical effects, X-Men 3. What do you think, dude? You remember this?
Yeah.
Not bad.
No.
Pretty solid beast, right? Now, we're going to look at one that, I don't think I could say the same thing for, okay? This is your boy, Adrian. He plays Lex Luthor in the new Superman. This was Nicholas Holt as Beast. It looks like a motherfucking blue Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And not in a good way. Not in a fucking good way at all. And then last but not least, remember this movie you love so much, Adrian? The Marvels? Are we remembering that the same way? You have this version here. This is motion capture CGI Beast from the Marvels. I'm partial to this one. I like this one better than the other two. How do you feel?
I don't know. This looks like kind of like the Hulk with glasses and arm sling.
Okay.
It's like a very subdued version of Beast, which there is that. I mean, he's not a raging lunatic like the Hulk.
Right.
But, I think I like the first one first.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a fan of the old practical effects.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm going with this one. And now I'm gonna write some bad words about you online, Adrian, because you don't agree. You don't agree with my take, bro. My fucking take. So it sounds like, it sounds like we're split on this. Where do you guys fall? Practical Beast or motion capture Beast? I'm a fan of motion capture, not just for the way it looks, but for how this is going to translate to screen. Because Kelsey Grammer is also like 106 right now.
Right.
So he can't really move around like Beast per se. Beast is, we talked about him a few weeks ago. He's a big, strong ass motherfucker that moves like a gymnast.
Right.
So the best way I think to do that is in motion cap, because you can CGI the movements, but the face, those types of, reactions are going to be captured by the motion capture. So you can still get your acting in. It's the Thanos treatment.
Sure.
Motion capture worked great there. So I'm a fan of that. Kelsey Grammer has confirmed that is the route they're going. He said in a recent interview, after he spoiled everybody who he was fighting in the movie and whatnot, but he said, we did motion capture for this one. He noted just because it's better. So he's on my side, thinks it's better.
Yeah, but it's also just the wave of the future too.
Yeah,
because
true.
it's like when everybody used to make furniture, one piece at a time by hand or cars, right?
Yep.
And then the assembly line came up. And it's like, okay, well, you make your one piece. You're very good at it. He'll make his one piece. And then as we move down the line, we'll put this thing together.
Right.
So it is the wave of the future. So, and you can't do, one version inside of another version. So just make them all the same, move forward, it's done.
Yeah, I think the practical effects limit you from what you can do from a movie shooting standpoint. And then also think about the time. That was an impressive looking practical effect beast, costume, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure it took a lot more than 10 minutes. He's probably in that chair for hours, and then the motion capture, probably not that yes, he's got to get the little sensors and shit put on his face, but I don't think he's sitting in a chair for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours before shooting, which
I think a lot of that is like how they shot Avatar. And probably any other movie in the past 5 or 6 or 10 years.
Yep, 100%. The other movie that he reprised the role of Hank McCoy was at the end of X-Men Days of Future Past. So we're going back, Adrian. This is 2014. Isn't that crazy? The movie came out in 2014. I feel like it was just a few weeks ago.
Yo, I'm looking at a lot of movies now that came out like 20 years ago. And
it's
like, damn.
Yep. You're like, I thought it was like a week ago, dude, a couple months, last year. I don't know. But X-Men Days of Future Past, I think it's top tier X-Men movie. There's, the only movie that pure X-Men, forget about Deadpool, Wolverine, that would come close would be X2. I think that was at their peak. And then dude, you talk about falling off a fucking cliff after that. Holy shit. How do you go from Days of Future Past to X-Men Apocalypse, dude? That's a major drop off.
Did the director change?
No, I think it was the same. Yeah. I
don't know.
It's impressive, dude. That's like one day, you're breathing air, and next day you're smoking crack. It's a major drop off. So anyways, at the end of that, if you remember, Mystique goes back, they go back in time. They basically, they fix some shit, right? They go fix something. It impacts the future. Oh my God, everything's fixed. And when they get back to the X mansion, a lot of these characters that were dead in past movies they're re-alived. Jean Grey's there. We saw her oft in X3. Xavier's there. Rogue. Everyone's there, dude. Everyone's back.
Do some time travel shit on fucking T'Challa. That's all you got to do.
That's all you got to do. Now, my question here, Adrian, I might be onto something, dude. Might be onto something. Because when we talk about Doomsday, we're so heavily focused on the MCU, right? Well, who caused the incursions? Doctor Strange did. No, fucking Captain Marvel did. No, Spider-Man. Everybody, oh my God, right. Everyone, But there's other universes in the mix.
Sure.
Deadpool, Wolverine, they're fucking around. They could have caused something, right? Mm-hmm. Go back, though. This X-Men universe is supposedly going to show its face again in this movie. They fucked around with time travel here, too.
Yeah.
Could that Days of Future Past time travel affect Doomsday or Secret Wars? Is there something you think we possibly could be missing here?
Yeah, well, I mean, Loki's out there sliding his dick across every timeline,
right?
So who knows?
Who knows, dude? So I'm wondering, what do y'all think? End of X-Men Days of Future Past, will it affect Doomsday? Will it affect Secret Wars in some way, shape, or form? I venture to guess yes, and it also explains why Cyclops is back, because remember, we seen him turn to dust in X-Men 3, that atrocity of a fucking movie. Holy shit. So he's coming back, so I would assume it picks up after Days of Future Past, where these mistakes were corrected.
Sure. And
I'm wondering how much that will impact. I mean, does that put these guys on Doom's radar? Who knows? Got the Doom showing up, slapped around the X-Men,
I'm from a directorial perspective, what makes a director go in and just like kill off major characters and stuff? I don't get that. I don't get that, dude. I mean, even because it takes so long in the movies for a character to, even if you were going to re-alive them,
right?
The time between movies is like 2, 3, 5, 10, 20 years. I mean, you could have a whole generation go by missing Scott. Right. So, I mean, in the comics, maybe 6 months, 3 weeks, next year at the latest, a major character can come back some kind of way. Superman, everybody pretty much died.
Except for Uncle Ben. He doesn't come back.
Except for Uncle Ben, right? But it's like, why would you just, in a movie, kill off a major character knowing that it's going to take a decade to reprise their role?
Yeah. And I would even double down, specifically a comic book movie.
Right.
That's part of a cinematic universe. Bro, if it's a one-off movie, I mean, Scarface dies at the end of Scarface. Spoiler if you haven't seen it. It's from like 1980 something. But you are going to make a sequel and he's going to go, hey, say hello, I'm back. No, he's fucking done. But it's a one-off. These are cinematic universes with comic characters that, to your point, they've been in the comics for 100 fucking years.
Right.
And then 30 years in, one of them gets killed off. It's not like, his third appearance, he's killed off.
Right.
And that's what they do. I mean, they're going to, I have a theory. Okay. It brings me, get me all worked up here, Adrian. Brings me to a theory here about Doomsday Secret Wars. Okay. Right now, we don't know who the fuck the Avengers team is. We got the new Avengers, which is the Thunderbolts, right? But let's be, as much as we both like that movie and, and oh my God, Bucky, oh my God. Those, even with Sentry, those motherfuckers are not the Avengers.
No.
Is that safe to say?
I mean, they're a side shot of some government-run team.
Right.
They're not the Avengers.
Correct.
Period. The West Coast Avengers, the East Coast Avengers, none of the Avengers.
Yeah.
They're just a mercenary team, basically.
Sure. That has the name New Avengers right now. Okay. Now, I love my boy Sam Wilson. He graduated from Captain Falcon to Captain America, and Brave New World. It was great. Oh my God. But his team, to me, whoever's going to be on that team, are they the Avengers, the real Avengers?
So, in order to be the leader of the Avengers, you are either replacing the head of, or you are substituting, the sheriff leaves on vacation, so you step in, right? Of the Avengers. You just don't take a ragtag team of somebody and just name them the Avengers. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
So, no, not the original shit. So you still got Captain Falcon. He ain't graduated to shit. Damn. He's either going to graduate to the Falcon or nothing in my eyes.
Shit.
Right? And then bring back Steve from time, alternate universe. I don't give a shit where you bring him from.
Yep.
Bring him back, put him back in the suit, call it a day.
Now, you mentioned Steve.
Yep.
You got somebody else. See my shirt, Adrian. These are the motherfucking Avengers.
Right.
Is that safe to say?
OGs.
Thor, the real Hulk.
Right.
Motherfucking Angry Hulk, right?
Neanderthal Hulk
Shit,
at that.
legit. Iron Man, Tony Stark, not
Right.
Dr. Doom, Tony Stark, Dr. Doom variant, Adrian, it's a variant. I know it because it's the same actor. I know it.
Right.
These motherfuckers right here. So this may be a crazy theory, but we're going to see several teams in these movies we've heard, right? You got the X-Men, you got the new Avengers, the old
Fantastic
Avengers,
Four.
the blue Avengers, the Fantastic Four, the young Avengers, the fucking Trump's Avengers. You got everybody, dude.
Right.
The space Avengers. What if these little teams, the new Avengers, Sam's Avengers, they're just, as they say back in the day, cannon fodder. You heard this? Cannon fodder?
Sure.
They're little pawns. Just fucking throw them out there first. And then what if the real OGs come back? Now, they're going to have to be from different universes, but
Sure.
it's a multiversal fucking soup we got going on. You got all kinds. You got some carrots, you got some celery, you got stock, you got salt, you got pepper. You're mixing everything together here, right? It's a big old mixing pot.
Okay.
Is it that crazy to pull a Iron Man from fucking Earth 129964, plop him over here, get the old aged up Steve Rogers? Why not? He's still a super soldier.
Right.
Just because he went back in time and fucking got some skins, dude, for once in his life, finally popped his cherry, the fucking 102-year-old virgin. He can be back, right?
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't bring him back, aged up. They'd probably pop him at the same age.
You could, but we have an aged up Steve Rogers,
Sure.
who's, I think, very intentionally, they've never confirmed his status. I think that was very intentional. In the comics, read a comic. There's an old Steve Rogers. He's aged up through some time travel shit. Comes back in this exact run that leads to Secret Wars. So you bring him back. Black Widow's dead. Probably can't bring her back. Who knows? What about, when Steve goes and returns the Soul Stone, what happens? That's something we've never talked about, right? She sacrificed herself for the Soul Stone. They used it. And now Steve brings it back like, yo, we're good. Well, was that a permanent sacrifice? Would they return? Who knows? I'm asking the real questions, Adrian.
Get Wanda involved, and it's definitely not a real.
You can realize people just like, at the fucking
Reanimator
right out the sky. And then Hulk is going to go back to Angry Hulk and Spider-Man. So we got Hulk there. Thor's still around. So really the only...
Wait a minute. Fat Thor? Real Thor?
No, Real Thor. He slimmed down in Love and Thunder, remember? He's getting all his beach
body.
body.
Oh, yeah. I forgot the split. He had to slip down for the split.
You can't split with that kind of gut, dude. So all the pieces are there. The only variable would be Tony Stark.
Yeah.
He's the only one that is gone from this group. Black Widow maybe, but we can have an Avengers team without Black Widow if we really need to. Hawkeye's still around. You want to bring him back? Fuck it. If not, you got the little Hawkeye. But I think the core, Hawkeye Jr., the core group is still there. So sure. I'm wondering if there's some type of version of these, and maybe not flat across the board. Maybe you take a few of those kind of prime variants, get a couple of the X-Men, maybe fucking Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man up in there. I think we're going to see some kind of super team. My point is, the team that's going to go up against Doom for real, solve this whole battle world issue in the end of Secret Wars, I don't think is any of these teams we've seen so far. I guess that's the bigger point. It ain't the fucking new Avengers with Bob and fucking Yelena. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not this makeshift Sam, Young Avengers, Kate Bishop, Kamala Khan. I don't think it's them. They're not taking down Doom, dude. No. I think it's going to be some version of a top prime variants from all these past teams.
Sure. Yeah, I agree.
That's my take, bro. It's my take, Adrian.
I agree with you.
And if you don't agree with me, you're fucking stupid. No. Or maybe I'm the stupid one. Maybe we're both stupid, Adrian. You never know.
Hey.
The odds are probably not going to fall on that side. No. So anyway, speaking of multiversal travel, Deadpool Wolverine. This is a piece of news, Adrian, that you're probably not going to care much about, but I figure we'll bring it up anyways. So the budget for these movies, these are things that get a lot of interaction, a lot of attention online, because you know how people are. They want to see something fail, right? It's just spent too much money. They didn't make their money back, bro. It sucks. Okay, dude, like, fuck, what are you, their fucking accountant? Like, but it's the real shit, Adrian. I'm not making this up. This is the things I read, you know?
Yep,
That's
sure.
why the movie flopped, because they suck, is to bring back the Snyderverse.
I'm like,
Relax. So the original budget for this movie is actually a lot lower than what's been reported recently. So it kind of sounds like maybe Marvel was.
Wait a minute. Are we talking about a new Deadpool Wolverine movie
or
the
last one?
The last one.
Yep,
Okay.
one came out 2024.
Right.
Okay. Remember, it's a big movie, 1.3 billion at the box office. You know, it's kicking ass. The original budget was estimated around 2 to 250 million, which is about average for these types of movies. Okay. So really, what the news is getting at is this movie didn't really profit as much as people think it did because of this actually much higher budget. So Forbes, I think, is the one that reported this, I believe. And if they didn't, I'm sorry. I did. Forbes released a report on the financials. And it says that basically in a nutshell, save you all the boring parts, the movie was closer to about 429 million. So a whole 200 million more. Now that's before marketing.
Sure.
Okay. Marketing ranges. This is some data I pulled up because everyone goes, how do you know what you spend on marketing, bro? You don't know shit. Okay, well, this is what's assumed. Conservative marketing budget's about 100 million for a film. Standard's about 150, and aggressive is 200 million or more. And per this site, Deadpool Wolverine likely fell in the third, which based off of how much marketing we've seen of this movie, I would venture to guess that's true, right? I don't think it was a conservative marketing plan, do you?
Sure. I mean, marketing is typically 30%.
Right. And the fact that we saw marketing for this movie fucking everywhere.
Right.
I mean, dude, ads on top of ads, merch, everywhere you went. Oh my God, the little fucking dog with the doing all this shit. You've seen this shit everywhere. So, okay. Now you're talking 629 million total cost for that film. Global take home was about 1.3. Obviously, the theater needs to get paid, right? They keep a good percentage of the tickets price for a lot of these movies. And the studio, it says, Forbes explained, the studio typically receives 51% of theater revenue. So that's half of the 1.3 goes back to the studio. Damn. So you're talking, what, 6 and change, right? So it brought in about 669 million, but spent about, if these numbers are accurate, 629. So you really netted 40 million?
No, that don't sound right at all.
It's a lot of fucking...
That don't sound right at all. So you made 1.3 billion.
Yep. You keep 51% of that.
And you spent, well, hold on. What do you mean you keep 51% of that?
Because less. 51% of the theater revenue goes to the studio. So of the 1.3, 51% goes back to Marvel. The other 49% goes to the theaters. So you keep about 669 of the 1.3.
The math ain't mathing in that. So you made the movie.
Yep.
And then the marketing, that puts you up at 500?
Nope, 629.
650.
Yep.
So let's just call it, okay, so you're actually at 50% of what you made. Now you send it out, you distribute it, and then the revenues that come out. So 1.3 is just theater?
Yep, just theater.
Just theater?
Box office.
So, and you get 50% of that. So so you get half of that, 600?
Yeah, 669 million.
Okay.
And then you take your budget out of it, which is 629, you only net 40 million. Seems like a lot of work for...
Some ain't right, and something's not adding up in there. I don't believe they only made 40 fucking
Yeah, I mean,
dollars.
this is all... Marvel has not confirmed any of this. This is, Forbes heard from someone who heard from someone. If this is true, though, that's not as big of a success as... it initially sounds like 1.3 billion. Yeah, but if you did all that to net 40 million, ugh.
Yeah, something's not adding up right.
Yeah, possibly. But assuming this is true, that's pretty fucking bad.
Yeah, imagine the movies that break even then if that's the math.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're literally doing it for marketing purposes. Now, you could, after all expenses, I mean, $40 million is still a nice chunk of change, right? To the average Joe. But when you've made 1.3 billion, 40 million kind of ain't shit.
Yeah, I think that's the bigger point, right?
Right. What's that? Like for every $140, you keep $4?
Something like that.
Some shit like that?
Yeah.
Nah, something's not adding up.
Yeah, no, that sucks. Now, here's the other side though, that Forbes is only focusing on the box office run. When this movie hit streaming, I'm sure it did fucking a lot of more millions.
Yeah, but there's costs involved because, okay, you got Hulu or whoever they streamed on. Well, they got to pay them too.
Sure.
Right? So there's no marketing involved in that. Well, it could be. Because the platform has to market the movie that it's getting ready to show. So it's a different kind of marketing, but it's still marketing.
Yeah, it's probably part of the same budget.
Right. So, I mean,
I
don't know what the math is, but it just don't sound right to me.
They're focusing on one part of this. You're not looking at the merch too. I mean, dude, Deadpool, Wolverine,
again,
shirts,
expenses.
claws,
I mean, you got to make all the shit first, right? You got to market that. You got to distribute that. You got shelf space. You got warehousing. You got transportation, right? You got all them fucking bean counters over there. You know, wow, you got $3. Where's the other $1.50? You know, all that kind of stuff. So there's expenses involved in everything.
Yes.
And it's like, you making 4%?
Yeah.
Off the top?
So
that don't sound right.
Cutting out the marketing expenses, because most of those are never really counted when you're doing these comparisons or even reported. 429 million versus 1.3 billion. I'm gonna give you some numbers from some other movies so we can have some context here. Black Panther cost around 200 million to make, allegedly. That movie did 1.3. Okay. The Avengers, the OG Avengers, 220 million to make. That movie did 1.5 at the box office. Spider-Man No Way Home, around 200 million. That movie did 1.9, almost 2 billion. And then we get into some higher costs here. Infinity War, close to 400 million budget. That movie did 2 billion. And then Endgame, same deal, close to 400 million. And that movie did 2.799, almost 2.8 billion. Much higher profit margins on these. Now, each of these probably had another 200 million marketing budget, maybe outside of like the first Avengers or maybe, you know, Black Panther. But the point is, if these numbers are accurate, a lot less profit. But the bigger question is, dude, why are these movies costing so much more, right? Now, I'm obviously computer animated graphics, shit like that, right? We heard Bob Iger talk about adapting AI. That's going to bring these costs down a lot.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know?
I mean, but again, you're also talking about getting rid of the human factor too on a lot of these things.
Of them, yeah.
I know, you know, I've adopted AI just in the last month and it's accelerated, you know, my shit tremendously.
Bro, you have to.
But a lot of money is being spent. When Pixel Studios came out, first broke off and came out. Pixar, yeah, whatever. Pixar, yeah, whatever. The Pixel place.
That one.
We all got pixels. I didn't even do the voice right. Anyway, they were talking about how much, like, a Mac computer, right? You buy a Mac, I buy a Mac. We're gonna spend fucking $1,600, $2,000 or whatever.
Right.
The Macs to run these the design and stuff. We talking about, like, you go to Apple Store and buy their Studio Pro. That thing's fucking $12,000, dude. Starting.
Oh yeah.
So
you can spec them out to like fucking $150K.
Exactly. Yep. So a lot of that money goes in that, but still though, 200. Somebody's doing some. The math ain't math in there either. Yeah. So I don't know who's getting paid. Somebody's getting paid because a lot of money is disappearing.
Oh, you're saying there could be something more to this, Adrian?
Oh, there's absolutely more to this. Absolutely.
That's a tinfoil talk right there, Adrian. That's a Hollywood deep dive. See how just ideas spark other ideas. That's how we go. That is a great deep dive for other stuff. Not this week, because we already got this week's plan, but maybe next week, a little deep dive into Hollywood.
Yeah.
Because something's fucking fishy around there.
Oh, absolutely, dude. And they spending all that. They divert money to the drones over Jersey.
That and the
whatever
Epstein
happened
fund.
with that. Anyway, that's
nothing. It just they started talking about the Epstein files and then Gaza and then they canceled Jimmy Kimmel. All that happened and everybody fucking forgot about the alien drones flying over New Jersey every fucking 2 days. So, anyways, another small Deadpool Wolverine rumor. We have some Deadpool Wolverine stuff today, you know. So, also somebody asked this question on another video about Deadpool's healing because we did the deep dive into the healing factors last week. Remember, we did Wolverine, Spidey, and Hulk pretty much. We left out Deadpool because he's similar to Wolverine, but he's really not.
He's not.
He's not. So we're going to touch on that a little bit after this. So
all right.
Stay tuned, as they say, after this commercial break where they're going to pay us. Not really.
Not at all.
But Deadpool Wolverine, rumored to be confirmed for Doomsday and Secret Wars now. So that's not really a shock, right?
No.
I mean, I think we kind of expected that.
Sure.
Like, you know, you I don't say you got to. You don't have to do shit. But if you are willing to take a step back, Adrian, and acknowledge that at the end of the day, I know we're fans. We like the comics. Oh my God, read a comic. But this is a business.
No.
Right? Marvel Studios' job is to make money for Disney. And when that's your job, you're going to be forced to make certain decisions that are either going to help your bottom line or hurt it. Deadpool Wolverine, their most, I can't say profitable with this new news, but highest grossing movie they've had in a while, right? Most popular movie they've had in a while. It did more than like all of their fucking movies that came out this past year. Wouldn't it make business sense to take those two characters from that movie and use them in Doomsday and Secret Wars? From a business standpoint, forget about the storyline.
It depends on what they do with it. So I don't know if it'll make sense until you see what they do with it.
Because well, that's on the director's job.
Right.
But from a business standpoint, you go, dude, these two that fucking made all that money, I want them back.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Sure.
But yes, now that's
until
the first
he's
part.
90.
Yeah, until he's 90. That's the first part. But now it's like, okay, Russos, are y'all going to make this work? And I think that's kind of what you're getting at.
Yeah.
Because,
I mean, we've seen when they try to make things funny all the time or too funny. The Thor split, bullshit like that. I mean, they can really just ruin a movie by they do simple stuff.
Yep.
Like
make do that.
Make the sister the most powerful. Whatever.
So, well, we'll see what happens.
We shall see what happens.
Now, on the positive side, Adrian, these are two pretty badass characters to have in the mix for these movies. But to your point, let's tone down the fucking jokey jokes. Right. Let's Deadpool sometimes shut the fuck up.
I expect to see Wolverine anyway as part of the X-Men.
Yeah.
But if he shows up, if Deadpool shows up, is Wolverine gonna like fucking steer off the path and go, spoon with Deadpool and leave his teammates? But I'm just saying this is kind of being fucked up.
Well, they got to play the Madonna song, dude. They got to have the shirt off and the Madonna. They got to do that,
Wow.
They could also be in this movie and not interact with everybody else. It could be something that takes place in their universe, and maybe Doom shows up and is fucking attacking them for causing these incursions. So
could be.
It could be very separate. Dude, I'm so intrigued for a number of reasons for this movie. One, that Dr. Doom, Robert Downey Jr., and just seeing Doom done properly for once, it would be a breath of fresh air. But the other thing is, dude, there's a lot of characters to manage.
I think people, first of all, they need to get the fuck over this Robert Downey Jr. did Dr. Doom thing.
Right.
Number one. Number two, I think you have to put on the hat that Doom can show up from any universe, move around into any universe. And the interactions that they have, there's too many people in the book. He could literally pop over to different universes and interact with different teams, groups, versions. He could pop into Spidey, a Miles Morales universe, right? He could pop into a, fucking Crayola, Liquid Crayola universe. So by having all of these people in this movie, yes, would make a huge mess if they were all conglomerated into one space.
Right.
But I think you gotta expect him to be popping around, and it just makes sense the way he's going to interact with the sheer number of people that's going to be involved.
Like, it's going to be his movie.
Right.
He's going to be the main character,
sure.
per se. And we're going to follow him. So it would make sense for him to pop up in this universe, fucking slap around Reed Richards a little bit, take Stu home for the night, you know, and then pop over to the X-Men universe and kick over fucking Xavier's wheelchair and, you know, fucking smack Scott around, and then pop over to the Avengers universe and fucking take, you know, Captain Falcon's wings and throw him out into the fucking Atlantic. Who knows?
Right.
He can do all that, you know?
I was just thinking. So we know how we talk about Scott, you know, being like kind of a pussy with Jean, right? And Wolverine,
He's a simp. He's a cuck.
Right. So think about Reed. Isn't Reed like the ultimate cuckold?
Yeah.
I mean, his wife leaves him 4 or 5 times, right? Now, he has the Council of Reeds. He literally knows everything.
Right.
So he knows his wife is out doing. Anyway, I'm just saying.
Yep. Damn. He knows she's down there hanging out with Namor.
And he's sitting in the negative zone with his universal, multiversal lens.
Right.
Just tracking Sue, watching him. Namor, Victor.
Damn, dude.
Damn.
She's down there with Namor, petting his swordfish, Adrian. Man. And he's over there fucking hanging out with himself, you know?
Hey.
Oh, shit. You're over there jerking yourself off. She's over there petting the swordfish. You know, what the fuck, dude? Anyway, another character who was supposed to be a big piece of Secret Wars. You may like this one, Adrian.
What's that?
Remember a show called She-Hulk? Yeah. So initially, Marvel, the MCU, they wanted to make She-Hulk a major, major part of Secret Wars. How's that sound?
Sounds like a joke.
Yeah, right? So apparently that plan, there's some minor issues with the plan.
No shit.
Not for obvious reasons. Just the fact that Tatiana Maslany, who plays She-Hulk, was very outspoken a few weeks ago about the whole Jimmy Kimmel cancellation.
There you go.
She went to social media, encouraged her followers to cancel their Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN subscriptions when Jimmy Kimmel was temporarily taken off air for his controversial comments, yada, yada. First of all, his comments weren't controversial. He was taken off for a week. It was stupid, but he was. Then they put him back on. And Tatiana here went on her social media. Hey, it's her. She can do whatever the fuck she wants, right? And encouraged her followers to cancel Disney Plus, the fucking company that, you know, paid her. Is the only reason we're talking about it right now.
Right.
But because of that, she's not playing nice with Marvel. She has no interest working with Disney. I don't know that they'll be able to convince her to return. So you kind of got 2 options here. You can scrap the She-Hulk story, or you can recast her.
Sounds like recasting works.
Yeah, but then we would still have to have a She-Hulk story.
Well, there's that. But it's amazing how it's like cops that still kill black people on cameras. It's like nobody told.
Right.
No, what world are you living in?
Attention, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, so you literally probably on Disney's platform talking shit about Disney, who pays you to play a character that in a studio that Disney owns.
Yep.
I find that amazing.
It's crazy.
I literally find that amazing.
And listen, I'm all for it. Your right to protest, say, do whatever you want. But it's just, you're not going to work with Disney because they took Jimmy Kimmel off the air for 1 week. Hey, guess what? He's back on the air. He's still getting paid by Disney.
The bigger question is, why do you have to have an outburst about what's happening over here to this guy at all? I mean, why is that your fucking concern?
Who knows? You know, so just what's right is right, Adrian. So But regardless of what she's doing, it's her own right. She do whatever the fuck she wants.
You absolutely have a right to be unemployed.
There you go.
Keeping it real.
Yes. But so I'll ask you, Adrian, if you're over at Disney, you're Kevin Feige today. Do you scrap the She-Hulk story that you guys wanted so fucking bad for Secret Wars? Or do you recast her and keep She-Hulk, the hero?
If I wanted to keep She-Hulk, I would recast.
Okay. But do you want to keep She-Hulk?
I do not want to keep She-Hulk. But you didn't ask me. You asked if I was, some guy that wanted to keep the She-Hulk thing.
Got it. I say I'm all for scrapping the She-Hulk story.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to get into Avengers Disassembled next week. Mm-hmm. We're starting our reading, our Road to Secret Wars. I've been talking about it almost as long as Trump's been talking about releasing the Epstein files. Guess what? They got released. Well, you know what? Now the guide's coming, Adrian.
Did it get released?
Who knows? Somewhat, partially. They're all redacted. Right. I don't know. They probably use AI, and like every time you see the name Trump, delete that page.
No, they probably just gave everybody some black paper. Mm. It's like they redacted so much. It's just there's no paper with letters on it with black markers on it. They just all black paper, front and back.
Mm-hmm. You just fill in the blanks. It's like when they discovered the tablets and wrote the Bible. They couldn't read the language. They just made shit up as they went. Sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is where, let's just say David hit him with a slingshot. He killed Goliath. Yeah, that's a good story.
Very interesting. It's just amazing how this works, man. Shit. We got a 2-parter today.
Damn.
We got some stuff.
For other stuff or for Hidden Gem?
Yes.
Both. Okay. Well, you know what? Since that's the case, let's move on. Stranger Things Season 5 debuted this past week, Adrian. It crashed Netflix twice on Wednesday.
Really?
Crashed the motherfucker. Oh, yeah. Wow. Now, I'm a big Stranger Things fan. We binge watch these. They're great episodes. Season 5 is it's shaping up to be an amazing season. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Now,
I got to go back and start all over again instead of watching Smallville, which I have watched the entire thing of. I think I stopped on Stranger Things maybe year 1, possibly. It's been so long, I don't even remember.
Well, no, you knew who Max was, Sadie Sink's character, the skateboard girl. That was second season.
Okay.
Did you see anything about a mall? Was there a mall when you were watching it?
The last thing I vividly remember was they fell into some crevice. They were underground doing some shit.
Okay. So no mall. No. You're probably second season then. Okay. Well, good news is you got fucking 2 more seasons to watch. Now, they instead of dropping the entire season at once, they dropped 4 episodes on Wednesday of last week, day before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
They're dropping, I think, 3 more the day after Christmas, I believe, on my birthday. Is birthday present for me. And then they're dropping a 2-hour finale New Year's Day, possibly, and that is also going to be in some select movie theaters. Okay. So it's a big deal, dude. They're going out with a fucking bang. Cool. But funny thing is, Netflix said that they increased their bandwidth. Where's the exact quote? You're a tech guy, Adrian. Maybe you can explain what the fuck they said they did here. They increased their bandwidth by 30% to avoid a crash. Now, Netflix is a streaming site. They got a video. We all log in, go watch it. And increasing that by 30% still did not avoid the crash because people were all fucking lined up at 8 o'clock trying to access this app. And it fucking shut the fuck down. Does that sound crazy to you?
No, not at all. Because, all right, they could have increased their bandwidth all they wanted, right? So think about this. You have 100 people and you got to feed them.
Okay.
And the food is sitting on a boat.
Okay.
Right? The numbers increase from 100 to 1,000, right? Well, if you got the same boat and you still got to walk across a little bridge to get to the boat, you're going to have a problem because you're going to have double the people trying to get to the same size boat over the same bridge.
Okay.
Got it? Now, Now you got 5,000 people, same bridge. Even if you got a bigger boat, the bridge is still the same size.
Okay.
So what they said is, okay, we have a large amount of food. We have a large amount of people. We realize that the bridge is too small, the bandwidth.
Mm-hmm.
So let's increase it by 30%. So theoretically, you got the food,
Mm-hmm.
you got the people, and now you have a bigger bridge. Here's the problem. Netflix can increase their bridge. You ever heard of the last mile? Okay,
No.
so the last mile is you have the boat, you have a bridge, but the bridge is actually mini bridges.
Okay.
So they increased theirs by 30%, but your local fucking Yahoo, internet service provider, right? They didn't increase their shit.
Got it.
So you could have a choking effect where their centers interact with your local centers, and it's not actually Netflix crashing. It's somewhere upstream, the last mile, your internet provider is choking.
Got
right?
it.
So you could have those things.
Okay.
Because I would imagine that Netflix will not allow their service. You understand throttling?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't give a fuck how many people try to cross this bridge. I'm only gonna let so many. Think about the cow things.
Yeah.
I'm only gonna let so many people cross this bridge at a specific time. So my stuff is never gonna fail, but we're gonna back up all these people because we're gonna throttle this speed. So I mean, there's a lot of places where, because when you actually go to a website, you go through a lot of shit to get to it.
Sure.
At any point, they literally would have to control everything from their servers to you. And the other thing is that Netflix isn't in just one place.
Right.
Netflix is, they create a movie, they distribute it to server farms all over whatever country Netflix serves in.
Yeah.
And then those server farms feed through local services down to your house. So there's many points of failure. And just because the East Coast Netflix goes down, that doesn't mean that the West Coast one goes down, or the Central, or the North, or the South, or however the fuck they redistribute it. So what am I saying? This is all marketing shit. What they're saying is it was so popular, a lot of people went there. It's bullshit that Netflix went down.
The problem only lasted 5 minutes too. So there's that. So basically you're expanding the bridge, but the fucking roads to get there are still the same size.
Correct.
So yeah, they had a bigger output, but the rest, they can't affect the rest of the system.
Right.
The fucking lines going to your house, my house, whatever. So, I mean, I'm not shocked though. I'm sure it's hard to estimate with a show like this how many fucking viewers you're actually going to have. And the numbers haven't come out, but I bet it probably blew past any previous records.
Sure.
I mean, bro, people, and they think about how you talking about marketing. This is a fucking genius time to release this.
Sure.
The day before Thanksgiving. Fucking most people. I mean, you know how it is in corporate, bro, and no one's around anywhere. You're on meetings, the person doesn't show up. Like it's like day before Thanksgiving. The fuck are we doing? We're gone all week, right? Most places are shut down. Schools are shut down. This is a hit with the kids. Dude, I know people around town that were just literally waiting by their fucking TV for this to drop, to hit play, to go watch it,
I mean, none of this is a shock. Well, first and foremost, what else is happening at this time of the year? Literally nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
They have nothing to go to that's competition for them.
Right.
In that space. Number one. Number two, how many lines have you seen wrapped around a block for fucking chicken or a sneaker,
right,
or a phone case, or people just want to consume, dude.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what they do. Black Friday. Oh my God, I'm gonna beat somebody up. I'm gonna when I get dressed, I'm gonna take a fucking bat with me to the store
to Walmart.
I'm gonna go to war with somebody over.
Right.
$10 TV. Come on.
Exactly. You got your pepper spray? Like, bro, why? We're going to Walmart. Yeah, bro. In case someone fucking grabs my TV, I'm going to spray him and snatch that shit.
And not only are we going to go to Walmart, we're going to go there a week in advance and camp out. That's why they allow you to camp out in their parking lots and shit. I mean, which is actually pretty cool.
Right. I don't think there was a lot of that this year, though.
No.
I saw some videos online of like empty ass stores. Like, bro, you can do everything from your phone, TikTok shop. Why are you leaving the house anymore?
I bet they're not talking about how like Amazon got bombarded or Temu or Alibaba, right? Because that would actually have the opposite effect if that information got out.
Sure.
If Amazon crashed because so many, no, fuck that. Amazon is always open.
Oh yeah.
28 hours a day we are open, dude. Come buy our shit.
Yep.
That you're gonna throw away in 15 minutes.
So after the initial 5 minutes, guess what happened a couple hours later? Fucking crashed again. So people were dying to watch this shit. We waited just because we had shit to do.
Sure.
So my daughter was fiending too. Like, if you guys don't watch it, I'm going upstairs to watch it on my own. She's like, I don't want to see spoilers. So I'm like, stay off your fucking phone. So she's sitting there like, she can't scroll anywhere because like you're going to see something. And now that's how they all communicate with their friends through social media too. They don't even text. They just, get me on Snapchat, on this one, on that one. So I'm like, you better stay off that shit. And then we finally did. We binged it later that night and watched all fucking 4 episodes. Damn. So yeah, no, it was great. So anyway.
I forgot the shit that came out.
Damn. Well, you weren't on that highway, Adrian.
I was not on that highway.
But I didn't experience any issues, any crash. We watched it perfectly. Matter of fact, when Netflix did that Mike Tyson fight, that feed was a lot fucking worse than this. So I'll tell you that. But before we do thumbs up, thumbs down, I have the Rotten Tomatoes scores for this show, season 5. You haven't seen them, Adrian, so I'm not going to ask you anything.
Nope.
I am going to let you know, though, question that I like to ask you a lot here is that Glaze? So the critic score for season 5 of Stranger Things is 91% on 71 reviews, so they haven't sourced many reviews yet. The popcorn meter, I don't know how this works for a show because there's no movie ticket to prove you saw it. Maybe you have to prove you have fucking Netflix or something. 86% popcorn meter audience score. So 91, 86, somewhere in that range for Stranger Things season 5. Is that Glaze? You ask, Adrian? No, it's not. It's not Glaze. You didn't ask, but I thought you were gonna. So
sure.
But no, I don't think that's Glaze at all. I think it's well-deserved. I'd probably lean more towards the 86, but phenomenal, very well-written. And the height, the stakes are escalated as you would expect them to be in a show that's ending on this season. And maybe it will do the opposite of like a lot of other shows where they, screwed the poot. I know you want to bring up Game of Thrones.
It's on my lips. I'm like, shut the fuck up, Mike. So I can talk about Game of Thrones.
I saw it on your face. That goddamn Game of Thrones fucking season. But a lot of shows, I even think Breaking Bad, as phenomenal as it is, that last season wasn't needed. You could have ended the season before. Ozark. Ozark went on too long. The only show that did not do that is my motherfucking goat, Tony Soprano himself, The Sopranos. The goat of all shows out there. You want to binge something, go watch that shit. So, all right. It's not Glaze. Well-deserved. I can't wait for the second part of this season. But what we're going to do first, Adrian, since that's a month away, we're going to do thumbs up, thumbs down.
Let's do it.
Okay. So, I'm going to recap the news. We're going to let you know if we think this piece of news deserves the thumbs up or thumbs down, like you got on the sleeve of your shirt right there, a little thumbs up, thumbs down. All right, number 1, Kelsey Grammer confirms that his Beast reprisal in Avengers Doomsday will not be practical effects like X3. It will be motion cap, like his post-credit scene from everybody's favorite movie, The Marvels. I give this a thumbs up.
Sure, thumbs up.
Deadpool and Wolverine's budget reported to be much higher than initially thought, going from 2 to 250 million up to 429 million. I give this a thumbs down because I feel like we've made movies for a lot less money in the past that were great. And I think that this is, it's unfortunate because if you keep inflating the budget, we're going to get less movies. Let's figure out a way to cut some cost here. I'm sounding like the business guy here, but.
So I'm also going to give it a thumbs down, but there's a lot of fuckery happening in there. Now, you can own a business and live off the expenses and your salary is $1.
Okay.
So if you keep that in mind, is part of, and obviously expenses is, actors getting paid, the
Sure.
producers and all that kind of
all
stuff.
that.
So they're taking out a huge chunk.
Mm.
So it kind of really doesn't matter what's left over as long as there's something left over, dude.
Okay. So you're saying even if this is true that they only made 40 million profit,
right?
Still profit,
right? Now that's profit for the for the books.
Sure.
On the other side, I mean, a lot of people got paid.
True.
So I don't really. That's why I say the math is a math.
Something's off there.
Yeah, they're getting paid like pre-tax money and shit.
I'm just saying a lot of people aren't gonna like this, but if you use AI, cut out a lot of those costs.
Yeah,
like when someone's jobs. Yeah, I know, dude. When
I just don't think a lot of those costs even exist. They just inflating.
Bullshit. Yeah. Okay. I mean, there was a time when the typewriter replaced somebody's job, right? Then
car replaced the horse.
Car replaced the horse. You see the horse upset, do you?
Right. The cell phone replaced smoke.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Smoke signal.
Yelling. Hey, oh my God.
Yep, that guy ain't got a job no more. The guy that was the town yell. Dude, you think it's funny? Like back in the day, before alarm clocks, people that were early risers would walk around the town and wake people up.
Yeah.
Like that guy don't have a job no more.
Yep.
You don't see him bitching.
Electricity replaced the guy. There was a guy that walked around with a lamp pole lighter.
Oh yeah.
And he would light the oil lamps for the streets.
What about the milkman? When's the last time he's been to your house?
I don't know.
The point is jobs.
He hasn't been to my house, but he's been to somebody's house.
All right.
The way these kids are coming out.
Yo, for real. All right, next. For some reason, Marvel wanted to make She-Hulk a big part of Secret Wars, but Tatiana Maslany's issues with Disney may have prevented that. And I give this a thumbs up because I don't want to see She-Hulk in those movies.
Right, I don't want to see She-Hulk either, dude.
Nope.
And it just amazes me how stupid people are sometimes with this shit.
Yes. Last but not least, the debut of Stranger Things Season 5 crashed Netflix twice last Wednesday because everybody was chomping at the bit. They were fiending, Adrian. I need my Stranger Things. Oh my God. Give us a thumbs up.
Sure, thumbs up. This is bullshit, but thumbs up.
We're going to rain on everybody's parade, Adrian. We're celebrating. We can put my Stranger Things shirt on.
It's a marketing thing.
It is. Yeah.
We had so many people, it crashed the server. It's like when something goes viral, it crashed the internet.
Broke the internet.
Whatever.
I mean, people were upset, dude. They were online tweeting, oh my God, fix it, Netflix. Oh my God, I pay you all this money. Oh my God.
Okay. Go get them squirrels off your telephone pole. That's what's
clean your fucking satellite dish.
Right?
Remember satellite dishes, dude? Did you ever have one?
No.
We had
Actually,
one.
That's not true. I did have one when we first got the house. We had the little ones, though. We didn't have like the big, UFO ones sitting out in the yard.
Right. No, we had them. It was great unless it was raining really hard or
windy,
there was snow on it or
something.
Windy. Now, allegedly, they've gotten a lot better, but I'm like, I did my couple years. I did my time, age.
Yeah,
fuck that. Get that shit out of here. And it looks like ridiculous on the side of your house. They always put in some fucked up spot.
Right.
So, anyway.
And then if you're in an apartment complex, you got like 13 of them.
They're all
clustered around each other. It looks crazy.
Yep, you're out there trying to fix it in a fucking thunderstorm. You
you
see Superman's dad go flying and shit. So, anyways, well, Adrian, we mentioned She-Hulk. Now, one of the issues with this She-Hulk character for me is, in some ways, it is like the She-Hulk comic character, but in other ways, it's not. And I think it's one of the same things that's missing with Hulk right now is how strong this character really is, the rage that even She-Hulk has. Like, we didn't see any of that in that show. We only saw the goofy shit, the funny shit. But She-Hulk's also a savage. And we in Avengers Disassembled, which we're going to read, this is The Road to Secret Wars, in case you haven't picked that up. Chapter 1, Adrian, is called The Divided, or Divided. And in the new Avengers comic, you see She-Hulk. Let's just say you see her power. You see the real She-Hulk. So that being said, I wanted to kind of set the tone because I got some questions in the comments last week. When we starting, I'm so excited. And we're starting this week. So next week, we'll be reviewing 4 comics. We're keeping it light reading, Adrian, because, we got a lot of shit to do. Avengers 500. 501, 502, 503. It's the entire Avengers Disassembled book. It's the first part of New Avengers. The chapter 1 divided, we're going to go from New Avengers to House of M to Civil War. An amazing run of stories. This is going to take us 3 months, so we're taking it fucking easy, okay? Before we get into this, though, I kind of wanted to just set the tone for what's going on in Marvel Comics at this point. I do believe that this is a great entry point for anybody. You know, the question we hear so often is, you know, I've never got into comics, and where do I start? We've talked about this, bro. Walk into any comic book store right now and try to find where to start. Right. What's going to happen?
You're gonna walk out with nothing.
Yeah, right.
You're gonna be so fucking frustrated. It's like
yeah, you're gonna sound just like that, and your head's gonna be fucking spinning too, because there's so much content. We're talking over 100 years of stories.
Yeah, and that's only for these two comic book, these studios, Marvel and DC. You walk into a comic book store, dude. You got probably 50 writers, and then you got the independents. All kinds of stuff.
So I'm going to set the tone for what's going on at this point, what you need to know, what you don't need to know. So this entry point is not going to provide origin stories for these characters. Cap, Iron Man, Hulk, they're all there, dude. We don't need the origins. You know the origins. You know what happens. You know how Spidey became Spidey. We don't need to see Uncle Ben die. All this is way after that. This is not a time where the Avengers are really polished, world-saving machines. They're actually pretty fragile at this point. It's messy. They're tired. The team's barely fucking holding together. It's not that classic Avengers Mansion era, like the one you see on my shirt. This is, the team still looks good, but the foundation's cracked. They're spread thin. They're not functioning like a tight unit. Everybody's dealing with their own problems. You got stuff with Hank Pym and his wife are divorced. He's out. He's dealing with his fucking drama. Everyone's a pretty much a mess here. Wanda's been through some shit already. She's been traumatized several times. She's already had kids, lost kids. All that's already happened. And that's why, hence the name Disassembled. There's, without spoiling anything, there's a lot that happens in these four issues. We read this like a year ago, so you remember probably vaguely, but shit hits the fan, and they're at probably one of their weakest points in the comics. So this will also lay the ground for a lot of the future stuff on this road to Secret Wars. A lot of what we talk about now, which we go through over the next few weeks, will play into the later story. What else? X-Men are around. Doom's kind of in the shadows here. And in New Avengers, we're going to get a whole new Avengers roster. So this is also where we start seeing some of these different Avengers teams in the comics, not just the OG classic hero team that we talk about so much. So that's all you really need to know is the X-Men are around, the Avengers are there, but they're on fucking thin ice. People say, you're on thin ice, buddy. They're on thin ice. So, all right. We're going to start that next week. I have a reading guide I put together. I'm working on a full website. So if you go to onlycomicsmerch.com, right on the main screen right now, right on the top, there's a Road to Secret Wars link that was just added. If you go there, it's got each individual comic listed with the Marvel Unlimited link. So I would suggest if you're reading this on an iPad or something, pull the website up on your iPad, go to this page, click the button, be logged into Marvel Unlimited already, and it will pull up that comic for you. So I did the work, Adrian. I parsed out all of the individual comics. And if you don't have Marvel Unlimited yet, there is a affiliate link in the description. Won't cost you any more, but I'll make about 32 cents if you signed up. I mean, let's be honest, it's not a lot, but it shit adds up. So if you're going to get it anyways, use the link. And if you do want physical copies, there are a few available on the Only Comics website. But I'm excited to go down this run because we've learned here in the past that a lot of people that watch our shit are fans of the movies, the shows, but have never really read comics. There's some that have, but I always get that question, or they even, hey, I've never really read comics. Where should I start? Well, this is where you should start. Road to Secret Wars. So I'm looking forward to this, Adrian.
Cool.
We're going to read a comic, as they say. And it will help because there ain't fucking shit for news going on right now.
Right.
I mean, we're literally talking about She-Hulk. We put this into perspective. The news sucks so bad this week that we're talking about She-Hulk.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's pretty bad.
That is bad. So somebody asked this question. Moving on. We're a little transition into here. Deadpool. It's funny how things work. We're talking about Deadpool. They're talking about the budget. They lied about the budget. Oh, my God. But we're going to talk about his healing factor. Somebody asked me this in one of the videos last week. What about Deadpool's healing factor? Because it's like Wolverine's, but it's not.
I'm trying to recall. I think I did something, or we talked about.
We talked about Weapon X once. Maybe that was it.
I think we broke down because Deadpool's cells are actually dead.
Yes.
So there is no healing factor as much as there. And I forget what we talked about that actually happens, but it's like a replacement.
Yeah, it's more of a regeneration.
Right. So it's not a healing at all because the cells are dead.
So here's the lowdown, Adrian. Wade Wilson, before he went into this Weapon X program, Special Forces, mercenary, I think that a lot of people forget that he was a badass motherfucker before the whole Deadpool shit, right?
Well, so what people don't disassociate with is that they think that Deadpool is a badass because of the powers that he got.
Right.
He doesn't do all this shit because of what he got. He got immortality. He got the healing. He got all this other kind of shit. He didn't get the skills during this process. Right. He had them already.
Yep. Yeah, it'd be like you take Batman and give him a fucking permanent healing factor. Like, oh, shit.
Right.
But he was already a badass. He was already a Special Forces mercenary. He's diagnosed with terminal cancer. He's desperate for a cure. He's recruited into Weapon X. Now, that's summing up a lot, but same program that experimented on Wolverine. That's the tie. The Weapon X experiment. So they tried to copy Wolverine's healing factor by isolating parts of Logan's regeneration ability and splicing it into Wade's cells, trying to rewrite his DNA. Little gene coding. Learned this from the Anunnaki, probably.
Right.
Forcing the cancer and the healing factor to fight each other. Okay. They expected him to die, honestly, and instead he mutated into something they did not expect. Unlike Wolverine, so Wolverine's is a stable mutation. You fucking slice his hand open, it closes back up. You never thought it was sliced open, right? Wade's new cells, they're mutating uncontrollably. They're regenerating too fast. They're copying cancer and the healthy tissue, never fully settling into its final form. So the cancer wasn't cured. It almost used the cancer. It was weaponized. He didn't survive the experiment because he got Wolverine's healing ability. He survived because his body almost became too chaotic to fucking die. Literally disfigured, mentally unstable, physically unkillable, like you said. I mean, it's pretty much immortal. So it's not as pretty and as clean as Wolverine's ability. The core idea is this. His healing is chaotic regeneration. Human cells, so you and me, our cells copy themselves in a controlled way. Wolverine cells copy themselves perfectly and fast. Deadpool cells copy whatever the fuck they feel like. He can, though, regenerate faster than Wolverine. He can regrow limbs, organs. He has survived decapitation. He's reassembled from fucking pulp, literally like snot on the sidewalk, like at the end of the substance.
Right.
It's unstable. His skin never returns to normal. His face is always scarred. His cancer regenerates along with everything else. So it's kind of like his body's killing him and keeping him alive at the same time.
So he's a soup of unstable molecules. It's like the Fantastic Four costumes. So a lot of people don't know that. It's like, when Johnny bursts into flame, why is it his costumes burn off, or how can Reed's costume stretch with him, and how can Sue's costume stay invisible? They're made out of unstable molecules, and it sounds like Deadpool is made up of not the same but similar things that's happening. His body is constantly moving. Now, I can't say I disagree when it says that his body just regenerates whatever the fuck it regenerates, because it does have a form that it comes back to.
True.
Because if every time he got decapitated or hurt or cut or whatever, it would scar like you scar. It would just look different.
Right.
And as many times as he's been in combat and died, he'd be a fucking just a walking at all.
Like the substance.
Right. So exactly. So I would say that even in that chaos, there is a blueprint to which he comes back to.
Yes.
Because remember, his face also comes back scarred. Right. So there's got to be some kind of blueprint in there somewhere that returns him to whatever, even though this shit is still actively moving.
I think we don't know how it's going to get there. It's just going to get there.
Right.
Wolverine's pretty straightforward. You slice it, fucking closes back up, looks the same. Deadpool's, you cut his hand off, it's a baby hand for a little bit, fucking grows back. But eventually. So I think you're right. There's probably some type of, end product.
Right.
But we don't know what fucking way we're going to get there.
Sure. I mean, how it gets there is one thing, but it eventually ends up getting there.
Yes.
Even the hand growing back, starting out as a baby, it still takes a form of a little hand, and then it gets bigger. So there's some kind of blueprint somewhere in there.
Yeah. The mental side is something that I don't think is talked about enough. Is his brain is also constantly being destroyed and rebuilding itself, which is why he's got memory problems, which is why he can break the fourth wall, allegedly. Sometimes he can't tell reality from hallucination. So it's a lot, I guess, darker than what you see in the movies. Of course, they spruce it all up, right? Make it look fucking, he's amazing. Right. He's also pretty fucked up too.
Yeah.
So very different than Wolverine's.
So it's like Wolverine, you don't talk about how his healing factor is constantly battling the adamantium in his body. They make him super cool.
Right.
Because they want to, focus on the super cool part. But then when you think about, like, literally every day you feel your body combating something inside of you, over your entire body, from your skull down to your pinky toe.
Right.
This thing is constantly battling. So they both are kind of in the same situation.
Sure. Wolverine's perfect cellular regeneration, and Deadpool's a messy, mutated regeneration. So both regeneration, but very, very different. Wolverine has no scars when he heals. Deadpool, scars are his fucking default state. He's always got scars. He always looks like a fucking dried up old raisin or something.
Now, do those scars go back to that? Because then that's his normal. So that would be perfect regeneration too. It just would regenerate back to the scars. Right?
Yeah.
So it's not like if he got cut, he's going to have a different scar than what he started out with, right?
He might, though.
I don't know.
Who knows? But all we know is they're not the fucking same.
Right.
Both very painful. Deadpool's, again, is faster. But Wolverine's is, I guess, more clean, more predictable. Wolverine's hand's not going to grow to a fucking kid's hand and grow back. It's just going to fucking regenerate.
Right.
Deadpool's going to do some other shit first, and then fucking midget legs for 2 weeks. And then, so different, but very similar.
Right.
Now, if I had to pick one, dude, I'm going with the Logan one. I don't want to look like a fucking dried up raisin,
Nah.
So.
Well, these days it doesn't matter. AI or shit.
Get AI face.
Exactly. Just wear a mask. Nobody gives a shit anymore.
True. All right. We're going to move on, and we're going to talk about some powers. We're going to keep the theme. Last week, we talked about healing factors. We've talked about magic control. A few weeks prior to that, we talked about a lot of shit. So what I'm going to talk about today is telepathy, because believe it or not, there's different forms of telepathy in the comics too. And we got some DC this week, Adrian. Ironically,
So telepathy, which is mind talking, versus telekinesis, which is mind moving.
There you
I just
go.
want to clarify because some people don't know the difference.
Yep. So basically, telepathy in the comics is reading thoughts, sending thoughts too, right?
Sure.
I can fucking send an idea to you, sharing memories, controlling minds, creating illusions, even feeling emotions, and navigating the astral plane all kind of fall under telepathy in the comics. It's really just mind-to-mind communication, using energy instead of fucking physical things. It's like in the real world, it would be like a brain broadcasting electrical quantum patterns, which they do, but another brain receiving them and decoding them, which I think happens here sometimes, Adrian. Sometimes you're thinking what I'm thinking. I didn't say it, you didn't say it. So would you say we're telepathic?
Sure.
We're telepaths. So how could it really work? I mean, now, there's some studies, there's some other stuff, some tinfoil shit where they speak to maybe this actually being a thing, Adrian. I mean, we talked about remote viewing before, right? Yeah. Speaking of Stranger Things, a lot of that show is based on the Montauk Project, MK Ultra. So there's been some shit in real life. Now, they've tried some other studies where they've had people try to communicate words using different electrical fucking waves and shit. And allegedly the other person could pick them up. So there's been some small, very faint examples of this, allegedly.
The Man Who Talked to Goats. You ever heard of?
No, but
it was actually a movie. George Clooney was in it.
Okay.
I think it was either Clooney or Pitt. They both play those kind of weird movies. But
yeah,
there's been more studies into that that's been published, of course.
I mean, people say animals can. Dogs just know when their owners are coming home. Parrots reacting to thoughts. Horses responding before commands. I mean, maybe we bring them back, get rid of the cars. You know, who knows? So who the fuck knows, Adrian? Is there really? Do you think? Well, before we get into the comic stuff, do you think there's some real telepathy going on? The real world.
I believe anything is possible.
Okay.
With that being said, it's just like when we talk about powers, how people have the capability to access things. It's like senses, right? They tell us, oh, you have 5 senses. Well, you have so many more senses than that. For example, you can sense the effects of field of gravity. You know when you're weightless or not. You know when you're upside down or not. You know, that kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not upside down. But anyway, like your eyes, your ears, these are biomechanical things that allow you access to things.
Yeah.
Right? Without ears, you wouldn't have access to sound. Without eyes, you wouldn't have access to light and what you generally perceive the world to be. Without skin receptors, you wouldn't have access to touch, things like that. Well, we understand frequency, Wi-Fi, right?
Sure.
And so not only is there Wi-Fi, but there's different levels of Wi-Fi. You know, we've gone from that 1.1 shit to now, you know, you can teleport somebody across the room. Not really. You got Bluetooth. That's another form of invisible shit, right? You got radio. You know, you ever try to outrun a cop? You may be able to get away from that car. You're not going to get away from that radio.
Right.
Microwaves. Probably use it every day. Cook your food. It's all invisible shit. But we have a tool. The microwave oven allows us access to this microwave universe. The radio physical box allows us access to these invisible waves that allows us to communicate. So why can we not develop something or our minds to be a tool to access this other? It's just energy, right? It's just a different wavelength.
Sure.
And there's EM shit, there's magnetic shit. You got two magnets, you don't see the magnetism between them. You just got two fucking magnets that you're playing around with, right? But it can lift trains, it can do all kinds of shit.
Sure.
Bore holes underneath the earth, make cities.
Damn.
Government.
Or uncover cities that were already there.
Hey.
Was that too?
Or that. So why can't we develop either a tool or our minds to access these different things? So yeah, it's out there.
It's out there. Well, possible. Will we ever see it? Who knows? We all get that little chip that Elon Musk is trying to implant in our heads. Maybe that's the answer.
The general won't see it because it's too advanced. Imagine being able to read people's minds and shit. They're gonna reserve that,
right?
For specific people.
Our phones do that right now. So.
Well, that's one way. It's not definitely. You're not walking out. I mean, imagine just walking outside and just everybody's able to read everybody's mind. First of all, man. I mean, if you want to do population control, let people read people's minds for one day out of the year. You're gonna wipe out 90% of the fucking planet, dude.
Yep.
You say what, motherfucker?
Right.
Boom.
Yep.
So
crazy.
Anyway.
Wow. All right, let's talk about where it really works, Adrian, in the comics, okay?
Yep.
So we're focusing on 3 characters today. Good old Chuck himself, shirt-cocking, wheelchairing, ball-head fucking telepath-slanging Professor Charles Xavier. He is one of the top telepaths in all of comics, right? I would say my second character here, I think, has a stronger power set, but I think Xavier is more
experienced at it,
more experienced,
more polished, or something like that.
More polished. I think that's more. He's Doctor Strange on the operating table with his telepathic abilities. But next, this individual, Jean motherfucking Grey, the conduit for the Phoenix, Cyclops, wife sometimes, who knows, go sit in that cuck chair, shut the fuck up. Possibly. But her telepathy is insane power. Insane. Probably the most powerful in the comics. And then not only just her base, because she's an Omega level telepath, then when the Phoenix Force comes around, dude, it's fucking nothing like it.
Right.
Number 3, your boy, Adrian, Martian Manhunter.
Mr. Cigarette Lighter himself.
He is a lot different. He's actually not from this planet. Yeah. So he's from a place where everybody's a fucking telepath, right? You're a telepath. I'm everyone. Oh my God. We're all telepaths. We all can read each other's mind. That could be pretty destructive.
And they're thousands of years older than us, so they've gone through their population control.
Yes, yeah. So they're past that, but they're all very similar but very different. Yep. So let's start with good old Chuck, Charles Xavier. He is he's a mutant. He's born a mutant. That's where his powers come from. His brain his brain works a lot different, Adrian. He's his massively enhanced psionic cortex is what gives him access to the psionic plane that all minds connect to. Okay, so there's this plane out there. All the minds are connected, but you would have to have this advanced cortex to even access it.
Right. See, there you go. He's got his box built in.
He's got his built in. So it's like everybody's on the Wi-Fi. Yeah. You don't even know you're on the Wi-Fi. You're just on the Wi-Fi. Right. But he's got the router. He can fucking see what devices are on the Wi-Fi.
There you go.
And he can even just tap into that device too. The way his works, he specializes in precision. His power is like a satellite dish for thought, a network admin for psychic communication. He can read minds across continents. He can project thoughts into multiple brains at once. He can edit memories without damaging the subject. He can temporarily paralyze or shut down motor functions, create psychic illusions, and literally perform psychic surgery. So he's not the strongest in raw power, but he is the most skilled.
Right.
Pretty badass fucking brain, dude.
Just think if Bill Cosby had that.
He wouldn't be in jail today, that's for sure. Pretty fucking powerful.
That was fucked up.
Yeah, it was. Like, what are you gonna do? Then he also has access to Cerebro, which boosts him to like God tier temporarily. But like a lot of power sets, he can only use so much, right? It's not just unlimited. We've seen him get pretty fucked up. Now, here's the kicker. You get all that power. You can make people see shit, all this stuff, illusions, memories, yada, yada, yada. You can't make your fucking legs walk? Yeah, make it make sense, Adrian. Why can't he walk?
Is Charles's inability to walk a physical factor or a mental factor? If it's a mental factor, why doesn't he make Storm, forget about the fact that she's claustrophobic?
He can edit memories without damage.
So, but he hasn't done that either.
Fucking asshole.
So I'm thinking that his walking inability is physical because it's not like he has not tried. Like even when he got with Elandra, he had a suit of armor that enabled him to walk around. Yeah. So it's not like he wants to be wheelchair bound, right? Hey, he's got the tech, right? Have Beast build all this other bullshit, right? Build some cybernetic sticks or some shit for your legs.
Something, dude. Right? Well, then he can't be shirt cocking it.
Oh, there's that.
That's why he won't do it.
Hey, you got to have some limitations.
You got
comics, right? You can't be, all that stuff. Like Batman has access to all this tech and shit. Why become an old man Batman?
True.
You could very easily, got some, get some of Clark's blood or some bullshit.
Something, dude.
You up there all up in Wonder Woman. I'm sure they got some longevity shit too.
Yeah. It'd be like whatever their equivalent to the heart-shaped herb is.
There you go.
If I could give them a little swig of that.
Yep.
But dude, pretty fucking amazing skill set. You can read minds across continents, dude. So you're over in fucking Japan, and he can read your mind from there.
So think about this for a minute. So if you think about telepathy, that's communicating with minds. So his is is way beyond that.
Oh yeah.
He's not just, he doesn't just have the router and accessing all the Wi-Fi. He has the admin passwords, so he can now connect to the other minds and edit.
Yep.
So he logs in. Oh, Mike, let me turn you off for today. So it's not just chatting.
No.
It's full admin rights to this spectrum in which you can do all these other things. Make you see shit that's not there.
Right.
Or make you not see shit that's actually there, right? There's probably some healing with that too, because your mind can make you sick, and your mind can make you better. Wow. But most people focus on the sick part.
Correct. I'm so sick.
I'm so sick. Oh my God. And we almost said this in sync.
It's our telepathic abilities.
That's it.
Yep.
A little delayed, but anyway. So it's not just the talking. It's not just, so his shit is almost telekinetic. I mean, no, it's telepathy, because telekinetic, it would be physically manipulating the cells of the body. Like fucking with your
Then he can move his legs.
Well, yes.
So he's not.
Yeah.
But it's not
That's
just
the distinction.
It's not just the mass telepathy. He also has mind control, which I think is kind of like, it's a branch out, right? Like,
sure,
it's the next level of memory alteration, psychic suppression, and he can do astral combat. We've seen this even in Doctor Strange 2 when Wanda fucking gave him the business because she's Wanda. But that was astral combat, which there was rumors about seeing an astral combat in Doomsday between Xavier and Sentry. Sentry's got the Void.
Right.
And I'm sure they can meet on some astral plane there, and that's going to be a motherfucker, dude, because Sentry's he's unhinged.
Yeah.
But Charles is more directed, more controlled, more precise. So Xavier's a badass.
Yeah.
When you really, you don't take him that serious because like he's just some dude in a suit, shirt cocking in a fucking yellow wheelchair. Like, what's this bald fuck gonna do? But he can fuck you up, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, mass mind control, make you see shit that's not there. We've seen this a lot even in the movies where he shows up, there's a bunch of people in the back of a fucking truck. They open the door and everybody around, he fucks with their mind to make them not see who's there. I mean, it's and having a conversation like nothing's going on.
Mm-hmm. So there's another character who, when you said that he can do all this stuff, right? There's another character. He's been used. I think did I do a hidden gem on him? I think his name's something like Psycho, maybe.
Okay.
Where he has the ability to affect your raw emotion. And he has been kidnapped and amplified so that he can control the emotions of everybody on the planet.
Yeah.
And he kind of like went mad behind that. So I'm wondering, so there's a lot of people. These are like top tier people, but there's other people that can do this kind of shit.
There's so many.
But they also have different. So Charles can get in and he can read your mind, he can talk to you, he can change your mind and suppress some shit. Mm-hmm. But this cat is just like, he's like super, super, super hyped up on this one specific thing, type of telepathy, which is changing or controlling your emotions and shit. Mm-hmm. So you also have that kind of a spectrum.
And then you got Kilgrave, a whole different thing.
Right.
But from Jessica Jones, where he can say some command and now you're going to go carry it out regardless of what it is. He implants that idea like instantly.
Right.
I mean,
and that's not mind talking at all. That's just influence.
Right.
That's just my commanding you with my mind what I want you to do.
Right. And his is weird. It's like, and we're not going to do a deep dive on him, but it's a pheromone compound that his body gives off.
Shit.
So
he has to be
in your presence.
In proximity.
Yep. It's gotta be, you gotta be in his presence, but it affects your brain, it drops your defenses, it will override your willpower, and it removes your ability to resist. So he doesn't read minds, he just infects them through the air, through skin contact, close range communication, a crowded.
So isn't that like Ivy's pheromones?
Something
she developed
similar to that.
It's artificial, but
similar to that.
Huh.
So his is a whole different fucking, method. And it's a little more one-off. He's not, I guess he wouldn't really be a telepath, but a version of those types of powers, right? All right. And you're right, we did pick the top tier. Jean Grey, Marvel's Omega level telepath, also Phoenix host. So we're going to kind of talk a little bit about both here. She is one of the strongest natural psionic signatures ever recorded. Phoenix Force imprinted on her as a child, amplifying her potential. So hers, believe it or not, is emotion driven.
Of course.
Of course it is, right? Of course it is. Raw power. She doesn't read minds. She literally dives into them. Okay. So before we get into what that means, base Jean Grey can overpower Xavier on a bad day.
Wait a minute, a bad day for him or a bad day for her?
For her.
Oh.
That's how powerful.
So she just like goes ape shit and she can just overpower. Okay.
Yep. She has the power of telekinesis as well.
Right.
And she can do both at the same time.
Yep.
So she's in your mind, fucking controlling it while she's shoving that shield up your ass. And you just say, you never know.
You got to use your words, right?
Whatever gets the job done, She can rewrite minds from the inside. She can create psychic constructs in real space. She can mind link entire groups, shut down minds instantly, and astral project across the universe. That's just Jean, dude.
Right.
Phoenix. So giving her Phoenix is like, seriously?
Right.
Fuck, we need to give her that much more? Like, it's like, giving Shaq, another 6 inches of height. Like, bro, he's tall enough. Right. Fuck.
No, it's like, you got the 6-year-olds out there playing basketball. Yeah. And then Jordan shows up. It's like, oh, dude, just,
Prime Jordan. Yeah. The fucking dream team shows up at your, your rec league fucking men's league. But so, yeah, it's overkill, dude. But what Phoenix adds is the universal scale telepathy. So you got, Charles going across the continent with Phoenix. She's going across the fucking universe. Insane. The ability to feel emotions of entire planets, imprint memories, identities into cosmic beings, reshape minds with cosmic fire. She's a fucking nuclear reactor of power. What she lacks in finesse, she makes up for in just overall power.
Right.
Her specialties: emotional telepathy, psychic empathy, astral dominance. She can multitask telepathy and telekinesis perfectly. High-level mind reconstruction. She is the most powerful mainstream telepath Marvel has. So one of the big differences, she's not just picking up signals, dude. She is literally syncing with these other minds.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't just sense their thoughts. She links up with them. She can share their consciousness, access deeper memories, and have a stronger influences. So it kind of like Xavier tunes in, right? He's picking up the waves. Jean fucking plugs in, dude. She's the Ethernet cable. She naturally has a massive psionic aura. So we talked about those psionic waves. That's what Xavier reads. She can literally, her mind can exist in the physical space and the astral plane simultaneously. She can read up to 10 minds. So she's a queen of doing 10 psychic operations at once. Reading 10 minds, fighting telekinetically, creating psychic armor, running mental communication, probing memories, and tracking emotional signatures. She's a fucking just complete package when it comes to this shit. While Xavier can edit mind like files, Jean can rebuild mind. She can heal trauma. She's talking about the healing stuff.
Right.
She can heal trauma. She can strengthen their identity, rebuild personality shattered by psychic attacks, and reinforce emotional stability.
Damn, she can rebuild trauma. She left Aurora out too.
Yeah, she
it's
did
like,
too.
Fuck that. You're gonna stay closeted forever.
Yeah, they're not. You know why?
Of course.
Maybe they could have done it on Black Friday though.
Maybe.
Then that's all before the Phoenix though. Phoenix, we talked about, it becomes universal. Her emotional telepathy hits a cosmic scale. She can even feel suffering across star systems. She can reprogram sentient cosmic beings, and she can telepathically sense life energy itself.
Damn.
I mean, shit that you almost can't even fathom what the fuck it means. It's so powerful.
Right.
Like, insane. Fucking sane. All right, third, your boy, Martian the Manhunter, Jayon. How do you say his name? John. You gotta fucking have a apostrophe in there. You gotta be special, really.
Just John, dude.
You know,
Jon or John or you know.
Yeah, no, J apostrophe O
Right.
N.
Right.
Oh my God, I'm so cool. Look at my name.
John. I think it's how they pronounce it.
I'm gonna change my name to Mike, but with a silent K at the beginning.
It's gonna be Mike.
No, it's gonna be K-M-I-K-E.
Oh, there you go.
But the K is silent. Because why not? Nope, you can't say that either. All right, so he is a telepathic alien, pretty much, right? He's got psionic lobes, thought receptors, lifelike glands, multi-layered synaptic webs. He's a fucking alien, dude. It's hard to even explain. He can read human minds, Kryptonians, apocalyptians, androids, animals, plants, even hive minds. So it's wide. It's all over the place. He can literally insert his consciousness into somebody else's body and pilot it. We've seen this in some movies, right? Where he phases his mind out of his own body, enters theirs, overrides their neural signals, and controls their motor systems from within. He hijacks their fucking body.
Damn.
He's in their body without their permission. We call that a ditty.
Damn. That's fucked up too. Wait a minute. So, where Charles and Jean is Wi-Fi, very powerful in the Wi-Fi spectrum. This dude is Wi-Fi, radio, fucking Bluetooth.
He's just in your machine.
Right.
Yeah. I would go even deeper. So let's say Xavier's Wi-Fi, Jean is Ethernet. This motherfucker is inside your computer.
Right.
Fucking your computer. Nothing you can do about it. Shit. So he's got psionic psychic healing as well. He can reconnect broken synapses, repair mental breakdowns, rebuild shattered identities, stabilize damaged minds, and remove psychic wounds. And it's not memory editing, it's neural regeneration. So you got, Xavier, who can like edit your memories, put fake shit in there, whatever. Jean can kind of heal what's there already. He can regenerate parts of your fucking mind.
Except he can't help himself with the fire.
The fire shit. It's always an issue, dude. There's always an issue.
Gotta have limitations.
Yep, absolutely. He can planetary mind scan, so he can pulse telepathic waves like sonar through a planet's biosphere. He'll receive emotional spikes, consciousness signatures, thought clusters, distress signals, individual minds, depending on the intensity. So, and then astral projection, full avatar mode. He can enter the astral plane. He doesn't just send his mind. He sends a fully formed psychic avatar with powers and shape-shifting. The avatar can fight, manipulate matter, travel light years, enter dream realms. I mean, dude, he's just fucking crazy OP. Or I'd say this, most complex.
Right.
I think that's probably a better, because they didn't say he had the most power. He just has the most diverse power in this telepathic, I guess, conversation.
So think about the avatar thing, right? So that alone, so he's not communicating with his mind somewhere. He's literally sending a representation of him. He's like Iceman. Iceman can create versions of himself that can do the things that he does.
Sure.
So what you're saying is John can send an avatar telepathically that actually can represent him in another mental space.
Yeah.
Man.
Craziness. You can possess people, enter alien minds as well. Mind link with the entire Justice League. Create psychic illusions powerful enough to fool your boy Superman, Adrian. Even Soups.
I was going to say he needs the mind link with Soup, because sometimes he gets like pussy as shit. Like, step it up, dude. Step it up.
Gotta step it up. So raw power, I think the list would go Phoenix Jean, Martian Manhunter, Base Jean, and then Xavier.
Sure. I would agree with that.
Skill and technique, I'm going to Xavier up top, Martian second. I think Jean third, and then Phoenix fourth, because Phoenix is a little OP raw power.
Right. She's the hammer in this.
Yes. There's not
Charles,
a lot of technique there.
Charles, he has one skill. He can't even fucking walk, so he has nothing to distract him. So he has nothing to do but sit there and do mental gymnastics all day.
Sure.
These other people like John, not only does he have the mental thing, he can phase through shit. He can shapeshift.
Yep.
Right. He's as strong as Superman. He can fucking fly. So he's got a lot of other things that can distract him from, sitting there doing, mental chess all day. But Chuck, that's all he's got.
That's all he's got, dude. That and his little blanket.
Yeah.
And then the last thing, in a fight, most dangerous, it's Phoenix. Not even close.
Not even close.
Second, I think, would be Martian Manhunter.
No, because depending on whether he's going up against Chuck or the Phoenix. Because if he's going up against Phoenix, that's a win already.
Right.
Because the whole fire thing just distracts him. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, a fight in general, you got Phoenix first.
Okay.
You got Manhunter.
Yep.
Then probably Base Jean. And then fucking, Wheels over here. Come on, dude. What are you going to do? Fucking run somebody over and bump into him? The fuck out of here. Which is why he's never really in the battlefield anyways.
Right.
He's in the captain's chair. Give him Cerebro and let him help out that way.
Right.
You stay home, old man. Fuck's wrong with you? And dude, you had all that power, you couldn't regrow your hair? If I had that kind of power, I'd make you think I had hair.
So if I had that kind of power, I'd make my hair go away permanently. So I don't have to cut that shit every week.
Yep. So that is the telepaths of comics. The top three. Biggest, most probably well-known, most top tier, as you said. But there's so many. There's so many other, and there's a lot that have very similar power sets to these guys. These are just probably the most extreme, the most powerful, the most precise, and the most versatile.
Right.
I think would be these three, So, all right. That is the telepaths. Now we're moving on, Adrian. We're going to respond. We respond. We got some comments. Read a comment, Mike. You're going to read my comment. I do read them all, Adrian. I just don't read them all on here because it would take too long, So let's see what we got. Let's see. Appreciate everybody who dropped a comment last week. Let's see. McSkeeter in the house. AWOB, gentlemen, great to see the bucket made to the table. Yes, a giant fucking bucket. Hope the eyes are still lit up. They do. So the week before I had them on, I was testing the light out. So, but either way, I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. We did. Love the deep dives and learn something new about the liver. And you're to tell me if we pool our funds, we could get you guys a Hollywood star. Sign me up. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just a money thing, right?
It's just a money thing.
Let's do it.
But, I mean, then we got to show up and, pose.
Yeah, we got to do that. Yep. Can we get just one, though? Just get only comics.
There you go.
Yeah, and then, and how about, we'll pull our funds. We'll do that, and then we'll buy WB in that order.
How about
that? Could you? McSkeeter's the one that asked about the difference between Deadpool and Wolverine healing factors. Well, we did that. You asked, we delivered. I always thought Deadpool had an upper hand when it came to healing, but thank you guys. Have a great week and stay warm. That's an interesting. Do you think Deadpool has an upper hand when it comes to healing? I guess depending on what you value, right? Do you value the speed or the look?
Well, when they talk upper hand, when it comes to something like that, it's definitely Deadpool because you are talking about the healing.
Yeah.
Definitely not the look.
Right.
Because his is going to be probably faster. I mean, the dude's immortal. But he's also probably in more pain than Wolverine on a minute-to-minute basis.
Probably, yeah.
But, the pain is probably, he's gone through it so much. It's like you itching all day over your entire body. And then at some point, you kind of get used to the itching,
Yep. Brandon Jones says, in Baltimore for Thanksgiving, man, I must say, I know it's not New England, but the cold is ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is nothing, dude. We're just getting warmed up.
That's it.
Or just getting cooled down, I guess. Yeah. I was out in shorts the other day, dude. Fucking putting some Christmas decorations up.
Yo, it's crazy. I mean, you can swing 30, 40 degrees within a matter of 24 hours, which is why so many people get sick up here. Right?
Yep.
And then throw in some freezing rain and whatever, dude.
Yep. Craziness. Eat Real Messiah says Avatar 2 is not that bad, man. Avatar 3 should be solid. And fuck that movie. I mean, hey, maybe it isn't that bad. I think like the crazy part is how insane it is for some people to hear me or anybody say, I'm just not interested in that movie. You have to go see Avatar 2. Like, no, dude, I saw the first one.
Right.
I liked the first one back when it came out in fucking 1932, or whenever it was, 2009, something like that. And I don't feel like it needed a sequel.
Right.
So I'm just not going to watch a sequel.
And the other thing about it is that, of course, it's so much time has gone by.
Yeah.
And the technology isn't, that exciting anymore. So you do the same level of shit that you did,
right?
But it's a war movie, and that's why I didn't like it. It's not that it didn't look as cinematic as the first one.
Sure,
I'm sure it
looks
vibrant
great.
Colors and all that bullshit. All that was cool, but we saw that back in 2009 or 28, whatever. But you just made a war movie, and then you stuck the most evil person in an Avatar body, which he hated, right? So imagine Hitler. I'm not gonna go there, but anyway,
right.
So, but I didn't like it for different reasons than you, but I still didn't like the movie. And guess what? Yeah, we got the right to not like the movie.
Yeah, like it's almost like they think it's a given. Like you're gonna go see Avatar 2. Right. Why, dude? I can't even say I didn't like it. I have literally no interest in seeing it.
Right.
None whatsoever. So anyways, Maple Grove, what up, Mike and Adrian? Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. I recently cleaned out my attic and found some old comics. From that, so far, I've read 2 Green Arrow comics, and it's dope. I'm gonna read the new X-Men next. Nice, dude.
Nice.
That's nice. You fucking just go into your attic, find some old comics you forgot you had. So, well, enjoy in April Grove. And if you want to go on the road to Secret Wars with us, you can do that too. You can read a comic. Slap a Wrestling, AWOB, my guys. Mike, I really enjoyed the deep dive on healing. After talking about Hulk, it'd be cool to see you guys break down all the different Hulks, maybe even Planet Hulk. That's true. We've kind of talked about just base Hulk. Every Hulk's a little different.
I'm feeling like there was a hidden gem in there because we did break down the Hulks because we talked about Red Hulk, how his skin generates heat, right? There's a Black Hulk. There's a whole spectrum of Hulks.
That
so
was
we
a
have
hidden
done
gem.
Yeah, we've done that.
Yeah, what the fuck, Slap it? No. The days just blend, Adrian. The episodes blend.
All right, what that means, I got to go back and pull them out.
Yeah, we got to find that one. Was it on all Hulks or was it on Powers or something? But I do remember because you're talking about how Red Hulk's like skin basically burns shit.
Right.
So as he still got the pants on, dude, he should be out fucking Hulk dicking it down.
Right.
Burning ass dick, I wonder if we're ever going to get more than just Superman saga from James Gunn. Like, for now, it doesn't seem like his plan is Justice League, but maybe I'm wrong. Either way, 100 times better than the Snyderverse. Yes. I'm kind of okay with it. Like, give me the hits, dude. I don't need to see a fucking Martian the Manhunter movie or some shit. I just give me Superman. Give me some Batman down the road. The bigger thing is this WB, which is the next part of his comment here, WB sale going to happen and fuck all that up, Right. He says a WB sale reminds me of when Fox was bought by Disney. I know it's not going to happen, but can we imagine for a second what if Disney bought DC from WB? Like, what would that look like, I wonder? Probably a lot better than it's looked for the fucking past 15 years. Y'all made me want Madeline Pryor and Spider-Man now because obviously leads to more X-Men related content. Yeah, I'd be down with that. Random thought, guys. It's sad. Probably won't see a Moon Knight feature in the MCU for a long time. Maybe they should just do an animated show for him and Squirrel Girl.
I'd be cool with that.
Yeah. Animated Moon Knight. It'd probably work better in animation. Question for my guys. After Secret Wars, who do y'all think we will see stick around in the X-Men saga? And then a X-Men saga with a live action Miles Morales would be insane. I need that. Who would I see? I think they're going to recast most of the X-Men. Or all of them. But character-wise, I could see, Cyclops, Jean, Charles, they're going to have to be there.
Yeah. There's going to be, remember, there's all kind of mutants, and they'll probably kill off, a lot of the non-mains.
Sure.
It's almost like, well, who would you kill off in the Justice League? Well, you're probably not going to kill off none of the mains, right?
Yeah, probably not. But I think they'll recast most of them.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a whole new lineup. And I think it's going to, for the most part, resemble X-Men 97's lineup. There's a reason they introduced certain characters in animation, in other platforms, in other media. It's almost like a test sometimes. Get you familiar with these characters, and then now we'll show them to you in live action. Question 2, personal preference aside, who do y'all put as the greatest TV shows of all time, like a top 5? And do you think Stranger Things will join that? So these are his top 5. Sopranos, Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, Supernatural, and depending on the ending, Stranger Things. Then you got sitcoms and anime, so it's hard to narrow down. My number 1, Sopranos. There's nothing that fucking comes close to that. Oh, that's a lie. The closest one to that would be The Wire. The Wire, Sopranos, top 2. Dude, then I can see the Breaking Bads, the Ozarks, that shit. I think Stranger Things, I put Stranger Things up there. I think the ending could knock it down somewhat, but I think regardless, it's going to be in the top 5. So, what about you? Any top 5 shows? First thing that comes to mind?
Dude, it's just so much,
There's I Love Lucy.
That was not on my list. The Wire.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad. The Shield. What was that one about the prison thing?
Oh, Secret Invasion.
No. Oz.
Oh, Oz was good, dude.
Yeah. So,
There's so many.
It's just so much, dude. Just so much.
OG Dirte, what up, Mike and Adrian? I had a friend of mine pass last week, so I missed a lot. Well, sorry to hear that, bro. But I would like to say I have been a Marvel fan all my life. Before I leave this dimension, I would like to see Disney deliver with the X-Men movie. Yes. For me, the MCU Phase 5 was okay. I could care less about the Avengers. I'm a mutant lover. Going forward, I would love to see characters like Blue Marvel or Nova. Yeah, I'd be down with that. I know I'm old, but who is Shawthra in Marvel? I'm not familiar with that character, AWAB. So I talked about that on Mic Check last week. So Shawthra is the latest rumored character for Sadie Sink in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Shawthra is a cosmic level fucking dimensional entity. It's some wacky shit. It would fit. Well, I mean, it's not just like, some dude up the street that wants to kill Spider-Man because he fucking ruined his garden or something. It's right. So I did talk a little bit about that on Mic Check this past week. And what I would say is it definitely fits. It fits the multiversal story. She also ties to, or she could easily tie to Doctor Strange, Clea, Agatha, Secret Wars. She does interact with Spider-Man in some newer comics. So she's an extra dimensional hive deity. She comes from a realm connected to the insect side of reality, the opposite of the web of life and destiny that Spider-Man is tied to. She's ancient, older than human civilization, older than most gods. She doesn't live on Earth. She kind of breaches it. So it's a extra dimensional type of being.
Sure.
Popping in. She usually enters through hosts. Humans become her vessels. She hijacks their mind, how they look, how they sound. So kind of a shapeshifter in a way.
Kind of demonic.
Kind of demonic, dude. On the power side, she's got reality-bending illusions. She can fully possess individuals. She's got the hive mind control, enhanced strength and speed, resistance to magic and tech, extra dimensional awareness, and of course, good old regeneration, reconstitution. So killing her doesn't mean you kill her. So that's the latest rumor. I like this, dude. New character.
Sure.
Completely different, completely different compared to what Spider-Man has dealt with so far.
Yeah, but it just sounds like, he's dealt with some other villains and entities, but this sounds so much above his pay grade.
Yeah. Which is why it's probably going to cause bigger issues and he's going to need some help. You got Punisher in the mix. You got Hulk, they're going to have to get him on their side somehow, probably. Who knows? So, all right. Next. What else?
Just wave Black Widow fucking panties in front of him.
Oh, yeah. The sun's getting low. Real good, real fella. Let's see. Captain Canada AWAB, guys. Laugh my ass off. The live was wild on Friday. Pause is unhinged and needs a timeout corner. Yes, he does. Heroes Room was OP. Yes, it was. I'm a wicked glazer. Yes, part 2 was just as good as the first part. The story was gripping and well written. Saw the Broadway musical too. They kept it spot on. Give it a go, Adrian. I wish I had the healing superhero factor for sports. I've had so many injuries I can't compete with the younglings anymore. Yeah. Nope. It's not gonna, you're gonna fucking be aged out at some point. Dude.
Right.
Thanks for putting together the reading guides, Mike. We'll definitely get going and follow along on digital. Absolutely. Broman Williams, he says, what's up, Mike and Adrian? Bro, between getting off work, hauling my teenagers around to ball games, movie theaters, etc. on Fridays, by the time I actually make it home, it's 9:40, 10. I try to make the live every time. May I suggest we do live on Saturdays, perhaps? I'm 42 years old. My ass be tired as fuck by the time I'm settled. That's mostly why I've been missing live. Saturday would be better. Hey, I get it, bro. You can pop in, you don't. I don't think I could do Saturdays just because Saturdays it's what you described there is usually my day Saturdays.
Right.
John Bonvon says Necron and Black Hand Hidden Gem. He's been asking for these for so long.
Who?
Necron, Nekron, and Black Hand. I guess they go hand in hand, no pun intended. The Dark Dad returns. AWOP, fellas. I finally got my Marvel Universe subscription. Have you read Immortal Hope? No, I haven't. Dude is split into jars, still alive, then breaks out and regenerates with a human inside of him. No Diddy. The MCU massacred my boy. Yes, they definitely did. That dude Pablo, Marvel is stacked, but I'm still butthurt. They can't figure out a damn Blade movie. I mean, come on.
Right?
I can't be the only one who wants this. How do you mess up vampires and superpowers? It is kind of weird, right?
I mean, even like, I like Blades 1 and 2.
Yeah.
3 was, borderline. Okay. But, I mean, they did this shit 20 years ago. I mean, it should be easy to come back and do, even if it's just a remix.
Right. Let's see. Ant-Man says, I know Tony and Doom, here we go, maybe, are totally different characters with some similarities, but I do feel like if Tony survived that snap, he wouldn't have been the hero he once was, almost like a different version of Ultron. I feel like if an incursion happened, he would destroy the other universe without questioning it. Well, yeah, and that's what, all I'm going to say, Ant-Man, is join us on this reading guide, because you will find out that a lot of characters that you know and love have no question, no issue killing off another fucking universe to save their own. Right. So yes, it does make sense. And let's see, DJ Super Soldier says, yo, my comment got deleted. Well, this one didn't. What's up, my guys? Love when Mike goes off whenever the Snyderverse is brought up. Fuck the fucking Snyderverse. You would both love Snowfall. Trust me, if I'm wrong, I'll take a buzzer for every comment for a month.
Is Snowfall about how cocaine came into South Central LA? Is that the one we're talking about? Because that's a series or something, right?
It's definitely a series. Why, you seen it?
No, but I heard about it and I went because I was gonna check it out last week. But I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch a whole series and shit.
Yeah, it is. 1983, the crack cocaine epidemic is in its infancy in LA, and the daughter of a Mexican crime lord sells marijuana throughout the city, sees cocaine business as a potential moneymaker. Okay. So she manipulates her family into entering the more dangerous and profitable territory than just slanging the devil's lettuce. So, yeah, there you go.
So my understanding is that crack is a derivative of cocaine.
Yes.
Cocaine is supposed to be the safer version, and of course the one you get the less sentences for.
Correct.
And the one that's sold in the white community as opposed to this derivative,
yes,
which is slung across every other minority community. But they're both cocaine.
They're both cocaine. Crack's more addicting. The high is way more extreme. So a lot more damaging to whoever's on it. Yeah, it's not cocaine's known as more of a party drug. It's expensive, cocaine. Crack's a lot cheaper. So cheaper, stronger high, lasts not nearly as long, but hits higher heights, easily addicting, sold in lower income areas. And yes, it's a much harsher penalty than selling cocaine. Yes, for many reasons. But we all know what some of those reasons are. Anyway, no, I didn't realize that was Snowfall. It does sound interesting, but I'm kind of on it's like another fucking show to watch.
Yeah.
I was looking for Disassembled for a while, and one store had it, so I grabbed it. I'll read the rest on the app. Another reason you guys need a check. I only knew about the app because of you guys. You see that shit? Wow. Fucking Marvel Unlimited. You guys suck at marketing. Maybe you should just cut us a check instead of me going through a third party to get a fucking affiliate app to get fucking 5 cents per every sign up.
Right.
Unbelievable. We're underappreciated, overworked.
That's it.
Unbelievable. So are we starting to read this week? We're starting this week, DJ. We're starting with Avengers 500 through 503. The Avengers Disassembled. It's going to rock your motherfucking worlds. I'm telling you. It is, dude. It's an impactful story. And my girl Wanda's in there. We're all going to glaze Wanda next week, Adrian. All of us together at the same time. All right. Couple more before we get into... Chris Thompson says Only Comics needs a star. Yes, we do. Captain Canada, he jumped the gun. He said, I already finished issue 500 of Disassembled. Wow. That's all I'm saying. So good. Ready to talk it over next week. And he says, all disassembled comics are on Kindle Unlimited. Talk to your wives and get the login, boys. Hey, there's another option there.
Yeah.
There you go. John Bonvon says, what about Alan Richardson as Venom for the MCU? I'd be down with that.
Yeah.
And then that dude Pablo says, please, no more Zack Snyder. I think I'd rather Netflix buy WB if it means no more Snyder talk. Maybe if I win Mega Millions, I'll just buy and end the Snyderverse forever. I hope you win. We're going to manifest that you win the Mega Millions and you buy it and we get rid of it. But unfortunately, I think Netflix is one of the companies that it likes the Snyderverse and is rumored to. If they buy it, they're going to restore the Snyderverse. The Snyderverse, it's coming. Oh my God, I want the Snyderverse. That's what people say when they watch us. Even that too, though, it's like mind-boggling that someone doesn't like the Snyderverse. But hey, guess what? Not everybody fucking likes what you like, you know? Let's see, couple Spotify before we get into Hidden Gem. JC1, the AI point is completely mute. The person who did the writing learned to use a typewriter that wasn't replaced by it like artists are with AI. Yeah, but dude, here's the thing. Name what artist that's been replaced by AI. Name them. If anything, it's opening up another lane because there is AI art.
Sure.
There's AI fucking songs that are hitting the chart now.
Mm-hmm.
And AI art can be determined to be AI very simply. You still need a person. This is the part people are fucking missing. The AI doesn't open up a browser and create AI art on its own.
Right.
Adrian goes in and writes a prompt, and then it doesn't create what you want. Then you write a new prompt, and it doesn't, and then you tweak it, and you work on this, and then you get a final product.
Yep.
So people that know how to use AI are going to replace people that don't know how to use AI.
Correct.
That's what's going to fucking happen.
Right.
And it's not going to be one for one. It may be one person replaces 4 jobs because he knows how to use AI. Right. The thing, whether you agree with it or not, that's life, dude.
Yep.
Fucking Ubers have replaced taxis, right?
Yep.
Did you take taxis back in the day at all?
Yeah.
Remember calling up? We had Yellow Cab and we had fucking Harry's.
Yep.
Harry's, a bunch of fucking alcoholics drove those. Yellow Cab was a little more polished. They were more expensive.
Facts.
I was a Harry's guy, bro.
Yep.
I literally smoked a joint with my cab driver once. It was fucking phenomenal. You can't do this shit with Uber.
Damn.
We were, I was probably 15, 16 years old. I was working at a grocery store. Me and a bunch of the other fucking kids that worked there. We had a party Friday night. We're out fucking hanging out. And we were like, yo, let's go in on a cab. I'm sure you've done it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because we each have fucking $5. Hey, the cab will start here. It'll drop off him, drop off him, drop off him, drop me off. Everybody just pays their part, right? Wherever you get dropped off. So we're doing that. And we're going out in the street and we start talking like, bro, we got a joint with it. Like, do you want to? And he's like, well, we can just pull over here. It's an older fucking white dude. We pull over. This is like construction site. We're outside. We're passing it around. And then this motherfucker comes out, dude. He's got a little, the Altoid mints, the tins. He's got one of those. And he's like, I got the real shit. We're like, what the fuck's this old man talking about? He pops open. He sparks a joint. He gets in on the rotation. We're fucking, dude, we're like 16-year-olds. We're out there smoking. We get back in the cab. He drops us all off. We all pay. We take it in for the night, dude. It was a fucking good old times. Now, my man, we're going to call him Larry. Mm-hmm. Larry, working for Harry's Cab. He's out of a job because Uber. Or he can get on Uber, right? He can get his own car.
Yep.
My point is, everything is going to be replaced by something else at some point or another. Mm-hmm. I agree. We shouldn't just have AI art. Mm-hmm. There should always be a place for human art.
Sure.
But that doesn't mean there isn't a place for a human creating art with AI.
Correct.
You could go, it's not as valuable, it's not as authentic. Sure. There's diamonds that are synthetic, fucking mined in caves, and there's diamonds that are what?
Man-made.
Grown in labs.
Yep. And you don't know the difference.
You can't tell the difference.
Nope.
Outside of someone telling you this one was grown in the lab.
Did you know, speaking of Uber, did you know that you can have more than one vehicle? You can create your own fleet, something you can't do in a cab.
Yep.
You can create your own fleet of cars that's used by Uber.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to rent-a-car companies. There are rent-a-car companies that will rent you their cars so that you can have a fleet of Uber vehicles.
Right.
Interesting.
So the game changes.
The game changes.
some things can't be replaced. Some things will be replaced.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yep.
But I go back. So yes, the person who learned how to use a typewriter replaced the person who was writing. Then it was replaced by someone who could use a computer. But then there were more skills you needed to have. They didn't just need someone to write anymore.
Right.
Now they're like, hey, can you manage the schedule? Can you fucking create emails? Can you whatever the case? Like every job is not fucking guaranteed. It's a facade. You don't own a job. The job owns you.
Yeah. Just like you don't own anything.
You don't own anything. I own my house.
No, you don't. You don't even own your body. Think about it. Go outside and with your freedom of speech and say whatever you want to say. See how quickly they lock your ass up.
Jimmy Kimmel.
So I'm just saying.
Yeah. So no, the AI point, JC, is not mute. I think on this one, I think like a lot of things, he who is right is right. You know, you could say I don't agree, I don't like it.
Sure.
But it's not AI replacing because you still have a human element.
Absolutely.
These AI, all they are chatbots. They know language. They know how to put words together.
Sure.
It sounds coherent because there's a lot of rules in there, but it's not a true consciousness.
Right.
It's a language chatbot that just has a lot of fucking knowledge.
The true consciousness is controlling the world that you think that you're living in.
Right.
While we are now, and there's something about that but let me finish the sentence. So the true consciousness is controlling the environment in which we think that we're living in.
Right.
Right. And then we are now generating AI to assist us in creating other environments, which will then learn how to be conscious, which will then create other universes that they other sentient beings would think that they're living in, and so on and so forth. So it's like when you take your phone and you point it at the mirror and you get like this infinite thing.
Yeah, the infinite mirror.
Yep. So it's like that, but with AI and shit.
There you go.
So whatever.
It is what it is. I mean, there's my point is more, instead of being on that side of like, I'm against it or taking over, oh my God, you're going to embrace it, learn how to use it, or get left behind.
Right. You will be on the side of AI or you will be on the side of the road.
Yep.
One of the two.
I used to build homes, Adrian. Before my time, they would use hammers and nails.
Right.
You know what we used? Fucking nail guns.
Right. You know what's coming now? Fucking 3D printers.
There you go.
They're going to back a truck up.
Yep.
They're going to level the ground. And then they're going to drop this 3D printer on it. And then in 2 days, you're going to have a house.
You know, one thing that happens with nail guns, you need less people.
Right.
Because if we're nailing down some plywood, you got to have a fucking nail every 6 inches. You're sitting, I remember in shop, all the fucking, we're hammering. Oh my God, like the 7 dwarfs and shit, right? And then with a nail gun, you only need one person to do a job that, dude, roofing, same thing. Yep. Pop, shingles on.
Yep.
I remember you slide the shingle out, you hold there, put the nail, hold, okay, you do it. You put a nail now. I want to put a nail. Can I put a nail? Now all you motherfuckers are going, I'm the one putting nails. That's it.
Yep.
Dude, it's just the way fucking things go. Everything evolves.
I saw a version of Scrooge, right? The Henry Winkler one.
Okay.
And it wasn't about Scrooge, but it was pretty much the Scrooge story. But it was about this other guy. And he had the ghosts and all this other kind of stuff. And one of the things as a young man, Scrooge, he basically was, not Scrooge, but this guy. He was adopted by this businessman that owned a furniture company. So he adopted him. He brought him up. He let him stay in his house, part of his family, all this, hook up with his daughter, everything. And this character was trying to tell this old dude, hey, I've been introduced to this new thing, and it's called automation. They're not just doing it with cars anymore. So instead, because for every one chair that you hand build, they got this assembly line, and this guy builds this part, this guy builds this part, and it goes down this line, and then at the end, it comes out of the chair, and they can do 4 to 1, right? They can make it cheaper, and they can do more. And this guy's like, when we start giving up quality in building, that's it. I'll never subscribe to that. He never subscribed to it. Ultimately his whole building burnt down But
Imagine
the
that.
point of it is that this shit came along.
Right.
And you have people that will absolutely resist it. They will go by the wayside along with the ones that don't. You can have people that vehemently oppose it. You can have people that do nothing about it. Then you can have people that adopt it.
Right.
Then you have people that can embrace it. The people that adopt and embrace, they're gonna move forward. The adoption is the one that embrace it is gonna move the needle, and the adopters is just gonna tag along.
Sure.
The ones that do nothing or vehemently fucking the one that absolutely against it, the ones that's absolutely against it, the ones that do nothing, they're gonna tag along.
Sure.
So you always got two groups. One's doing the pulling and somebody else is following. They're just going in two opposite directions. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Whether you want it to or not.
And where I disagree, he says the person who did the writing learned to use a typewriter. A lot of times, no. A lot of times the person who did the writing only wanted to do the writing. And they're going to fight it, right?
Right.
I'm not using that fucking typewriter. I'm going to keep writing because I'm the best writer you've ever seen in your life.
Calligraphy. That long drawn.
Yeah, I mean, fucking swoop into this.
Nobody,
come on, bro.
No one
gives a fuck.
Nobody knows what we were talking about.
Right.
Calligraphy. The people don't even know how to write anymore.
Yeah. Which I would argue, why do you need to?
There's that.
You see that? Oh, your kids can't even write or read cursive. No, they can't. I bet you couldn't take a fucking picture with your phone either. Because you're fucking old and stupid.
I do think you probably need to know how to tell time. You probably need to know what money is. You probably need to know your parents' fucking name. You probably need to know your address.
Yeah.
You know, these fundamental things,
So small,
which kids don't know that either.
Right.
Dude. So, I mean, it's not just...
There's some of it.
There's things that go along with the you don't know how to write. I mean, there's other fundamental things that you should know.
But dude, in 20 years, is anyone going to be writing on paper? There'll be some people.
You know, in 20 years, I'm thinking there's going to be this disconnect between parents and kids. There would be birthing canals. The parents are going to go one way, the kids are going to go another way, and never
going to hand them a tablet.
Exactly. It's like, we're just making drones here. We don't care about that love bond. What's that?
But the point is, though, there is this idea that, you know, the kids are stupid because they don't know how to do this. No, they just didn't learn certain skills, but they also have learned skills that you had no idea of at that point in time. You ever see some of these kids that can barely fucking speak yet, and they're swiping through fucking YouTube? They know what to click on. They know how to open the video. Like, you can look at it crazy negative, but they also are learning how to use tech from the same time they're learning how to speak and fucking do other things.
Right.
I don't think it's all bad.
No, not at all.
I think either way,
it's only bad while they're living at your house.
Exactly.
That's it.
Or if it's too much. You got to moderate.
Yeah.
I mean, my thing is, hey, get your kids in some sports and there's good balance.
Right.
My kids work their ass off in sports. They do what they need to do in school. And then, yes, they do game. They do spend time on electronics. But it's a matter of a balance, you know? You also got to live your fucking life, dude.
Right.
All right. Couple more. Dr. Aquafresh said Saudi is a fronting portion of the bid with Paramount to bid for Warner Brothers. My guess is to have some stock options. Wouldn't be in control of anything in regards to media, but Universal and Netflix are competing. All right, dude. First of all, you're just making shit up. You really think, Dr. Aquafresh, that Saudi is going to put up money in the billions, right, for Warner Brothers, and they're not going to be in control of everything? Come on. Dude, they're in control. I've already seen this with WWE. The reason WrestleMania is in Saudi Arabia is because Saudi Arabia wants WrestleMania there, and they write the check.
Right.
You mean to tell me if the Saudis are James Gunn Glazers, which they may be, we find he's doing some work with them on his own already. So if they're a fan of his work and they're putting all this money up, and they know there's this divide of restore the Snyderverse, don't, whatever. You don't think that would be one of the concessions if they were to put up this money that you need to do this? Right. Just like it was with WWE. Oh, we'll pay you this money, dude, but eventually you're going to have a WrestleMania here. I think it's very naive to think otherwise.
Look at the countries that have negotiated with China to allow them to come in and do stuff, and ask them how much control they have over
Jamaica,
the country, or that portion, like Africa, Jamaica. They come in,
take over, dude.
Not only are they taking over that land, they might hire some locals, but they won't be at any level that makes any difference, right?
Right.
They're not going to use any local resources. They're going to ship in their own shit.
Yep.
They're going to ship in their own staff. They're going to build a warehouse on that property. Everybody stays there in their own little city, and they build out that shit. Mm-hmm. So no, it's an illusion, just like anything else.
Yep. It's all an illusion. It's a bunch of bullshit. Pretty soon we'll all be learning Chinese instead.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
It's not bad, dude.
But I just don't. There's no way the Saudis are just going to give up money for other people to play around. It's a lot of, they want to control the entertainment.
Absolutely.
They want what they want. We've seen it with WWE already. And I think it would just follow suit. So unfortunately, if they did buy it, I would be restoring the Snyderverse. It's back, the Snyderverse.
But I mean, just like, the kid scenario isn't necessarily a bad thing. There's innovation involved. Yeah, it'll be different. But in 10 years, it's like, oh, we'll never have a black president. We'll never have a black president. But then you get one for 8 years, and the kids that were understood what a president was back in those days, they was like, oh, now we got this white guy? How did that happen? How do we get a white president? So it's not, it just depends. I mean, there's abuse in everything. But like I said, I mean, everybody's bitching about, well, first of all, nobody's coming to the United States anyway, right? Sure. Because Trump has made it so horrible for people to come over here. So if it gets moved over to Saudi, and people be like bitching and griping about it's not in the States.
Right.
But they'll just go over there, and then in 2 or 3 years, nobody will give a fuck.
Who knows? Well, that is We Respond. I don't have the stomach for TikTok comments today, Adrian, because you know how they get on there. And for sake of time, I want to. You planted some seed. Well, you just kind of gave me a look about Hidden Gem. You just gave me the Adrian look, So I'm going to pass the baton to you, Adrian. Who is our Hidden Gem this week?
All right. So I'm going to do this again in the interest of time, but
Madam Web.
So no. Now this is a 2-parter. Not that it's going to be one part this week and then another part next week. Okay. This is going to be one part here and on the comics, and then another part and other stuff. Ooh, right? Okay. So this character, it falls into both of those areas. And this character is Goliath. Okay. Goliath is a giant. And the reason that we're going to talk about it today, because Goliath is a hidden gem in the comics, but we also have Goliath in the Bible. And the reason that we're going to be talking about it in other stuff is because giants. I want to talk about giants. All right. So anyway, for the only comics portion, Goliath. So Goliath, so first of all, there's been a few Goliaths, right? Or giant man. And who controls the size thing in comics? Henry Pym, right?
Yes.
Pym. Dr. Henry Pym. So he developed the Pym particles, which obviously allows him to shrink, and he can shrink so far he goes into another universe. Well, he also established went in the other direction, and we saw a little bit in that in Ant-Man thing. Yep. So he was the first giant man, then went to Goliath, but there's been other giant men. Clint Barton, your boy Hawkeye, right? Bill Foster, which we saw portrayed by Lawrence Fishburne in the Ant-Man. Eric Jostin, who was a villain mercenary. And then Tom Foster, who was the nephew of Bill Foster, Lawrence Fishburne's character. So, he's going to die, right? Right. We even had a Skrull. Of course, we got a Skrull. Always. We had a Skrull who was impersonating Hank Pym, who was this character, Giant Man or Goliath. And so I just find it so interesting. So first of all, the one that I grew up with was the Bill Foster.
Is he
Goliath.
black in the comics?
Huh?
Is he black in the comics, or did you race swap him?
So he's black.
In the comics?
In the comics. Okay. Yeah. So he became Black Goliath.
Okay.
So Bill Foster, so you had the first two white dudes, Henry Pym and then Clint Barton. Then you had Bill Foster. He was Pym's assistant, right? And then you had another white dude, the Eric Jocelyn, the mercenary. And then you had Tom Foster, who was the nephew who was also black. So it wasn't race swapping, it's just many people took over. So like I said, I grew up with the Bill Foster version, and he was kind of like a drop in the pond kind of a character. He showed up and then he kind of disappeared. No real big role, no pun intended, in the comics. But it's just that I wanted to bring him up, because a lot of people haven't heard of him or that version of him, but it's also the stereotypical stuff too. So, you know how they stereotype women. Oh, they so, they're really not capable, but if they are, like the Phoenix is, or the Invisible Woman,
they're crazy.
They're crazy. There's something wrong with them, mentally wrong. They are unstable. Wanda, they are unstable.
That's like, think about how fucked up that is. If you take a step back, like the only way a female can be powerful in the comics is she's got to be not just like a little, she's got to be batshit fucking crazy. Right. Like, look at my kids. No, they're not real kids. Oh my God, my kids. Oh my God. Like, they have to be that fucking whacked. So,
exactly.
But I digress.
So of course with this, the stereotyping is, Bill Foster was born in the Watts ghetto, of course, but he was not a
genius.
They say natural intelligence.
Okay.
In this one, he's not a genius level. He's just natural intelligence, and he went to a prestigious school, California Tech Institute, and he studied biochemistry. But before that, he was in the military. But when he got out, he went to school. He eventually got a job working at Stark Industries. And then it's interesting that I find this part funny. So Henry Pym, working with the Pym particles, got trapped at 10 feet.
Okay.
Tony sends this guy over. Instead of Tony helping him himself, right? Henry Pym, his boy, he sends this cat over, one of his employees over to work with Pym to restore him back to normal size. They eventually found a cure, but of course, during this process, Foster, was studying the Pym particles, all this time. So ultimately, he derived a version of the Pym particles. He became the Black Goliath. Also during this time, of course, he got married. He got divorced because his work was more important. His wife ended up dating Luke Cage. Once he did this giant stuff, he actually took a break from Stark, so he wanted to focus on, developing this particle with this whole Black Goliath persona. He joined a circus so he can get some money to. It's just weird.
Yeah.
So he tried to get his wife back, who was now with Luke Cage. Luke follows the wife to the circus. They fight over the woman. He lost. He's embarrassed. He goes back. He goes back to work with Pym. Pym encourages him to do the Black Goliath thing. So he had different adventures. He at one point he was fighting who? Oh, the Atom Smasher. And the Atom Smasher bombarded him with a bunch of radiation. He got sick. He kind of ignored it for a while, but it started to overcome him. He started working with Reed and Walter Lankowski. Now, Walter Lankowski is Canadian. He's Sasquatch from the Alpha Flight.
Okay.
And but they couldn't cure him. Ultimately, Spider-Woman, right? So she has a natural immunity for radiation poisoning. So she did a blood transfusion. During that transfusion, she actually lost her ability to be immune against this stuff. So she literally gave her power to him so that he could survive. So then after that, he had different adventures with Black Panther, the Falcon, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, the Thing, against various criminals. But ultimately, he went out, settled into the sunset, became a teacher, but he joined Cap with this superhuman registration. He was on the side of Cap with this superhuman registration against Tony.
Yep.
So some of Tony, during a fight with some of Tony's supporters, he got killed by this clone of Thor called the Ragnarok.
Yep.
Right? So that took him out, which made his nephew years later come back to try to. Oh, he also found this Pym particle thing, and he used that to become the next in the current Black Goliath. But he attacked Tony because of Tony's involvement with this registration act. Obviously, that wasn't successful. So he became part of the Revengers and all this other kind of dumb shit. So why am I bringing this up? No. So his powers. So no real powers until he got bigger. But of course, it's like, well, a pickup truck can only pull 2 tons, but you get a 18-wheeler and it can pull fucking 30 tons. That's kind of the premise with this. The bigger he got, the stronger he got. He couldn't do like Superman shit. I mean, he could rip steel. He could stop a train from moving. He couldn't catch a train, but he can stop the train from leaving the station. Things like that. He became more dense, but nothing that like stands out beyond the fact that he could get bigger. So I'm assuming at 25 feet, he was more intimidating than he was a force of, true force of power.
Yeah.
Now, some more bullshit around is like when he died giant because he was fighting, right? And they buried him giant because apparently nobody could figure out how to fucking shrink him.
He's dead. Yeah.
Even though with Pym, you got his daughter, you got all the mods, you got Linkowski, you got Reed. Nobody can figure out how to shrink the dude, put him in a regular coffin. It's more bullshit. So I brought this character up because just like, other different type of characters, like the woman thing, you got to be psychotic to have this power.
Of course.
There is no Black person that could have, that could be in these situations without being some kind of genius level intellect. You got to have the most pristine military record. You got to have the most, all the advanced degrees and shit in order to be a basic person. Which leads me to, there was a girl back in the 1860s where she was so smart, basically a photographic memory. Everybody was trying to debunk her, but they actually proved that this person actually existed. They've never seen. It's like one of those Reed Richards minds. These things actually can happen.
Yeah.
It's just that they are so far and few in between, and then different companies snap them up and they keep them inside of a room for the rest of their life, producing some bullshit, a bomb or some kind of weapon. You kind of hardly ever hear of them. But anyway, this week's hidden gem is Goliath, the many versions of them. My focus is the Bill Foster one, which was the Black Goliath. But the reason I bring up Goliath is because he was essentially a giant. And at some point, I'm going to spill this over into other stuff because I want to talk about giants, right? And why are we saying that they never existed? And if you ask people, a person can't be that tall. Well, do you believe in dinosaurs? Well, yeah. And dinosaurs could be 40, 50, 80 feet tall. Right. Well, why can you have dinosaurs but not giants? Well, there's this whole mass thing. A humanoid standing on 2 legs, and if you take a 6-foot person and you scale them up to 25 feet, you go from 180 pounds to 13,000 pounds, and they can't weigh. I mean, the body can't support that. They'd be hunched over. They'd be this. They'd be that. I'm like, that's bullshit. Right? So that's what they tell you. But then you talk about the Nephilim, the Bible, everybody's favorite, book.
Yes.
Says that we had giants in the Bible, right?
David and Goliath.
Literally every culture, every one of them, Chinese, every culture had giants in them. The people that didn't discover America, they talk about all the adventures that they had, right? And they go to these lands and they see giants on the shores.
Sure.
So where are they? Then you get into the Smithsonian, how like, you find whatever fossils about giants that you do find, well, they're scurried away into some vault in the fucking Smithsonian. So it's just crazy, crazy stuff. So anyway, this week's hidden gem, Goliath. Pick one. We're going to spill over into giants and other stuff. That's
nice. Look at you, Adrian. You're teasing while you're demoing, while you're explaining, while you're fucking breaking it down for everyone. Goliath, it was a Goliath-sized hidden gem, Adrian. We have seen Goliath in the MCU a little bit.
Yes.
Right? Bill Foster. I want to say, I think he was in the first 2 Ant-Man movies, and I think we didn't see him as Goliath until the second one, I believe, if I'm remembering it right.
I don't think you saw him at all as Goliath, like actually scaling up.
Oh yeah, and
I must have missed that one then.
I think that's in Ant-Man versus Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think it's in the second one, possibly. But yeah, I do remember him, and I thought Lawrence Fishburne played a good Goliath, but he also was a older, almost retired. Right. In the MCU, we skipped Pym and Goliath, and we got fucking what's his name?
Scott Lang.
Scott Lang. I mean, come on, bro. Seriously.
Yeah.
Hank Pym in the comics is such a more dynamic, intriguing character than fucking Lang, in my opinion.
Right. I was also trying to figure out, it's like, so if Pym, I had this question. I said, if Pym could shrink down so small that he basically goes into another universe, why is it that, because 25 feet is the highest that Goliath could get?
Okay.
Any version of him. So why could Pym shrink down to microscopic and Goliath can only go up 25? Well, of course, the black man's got to get the not so potent version of the Pym particles.
Right.
It was a version of, not the actual. So he was limited by. Then you get the whole giant. You can only grow so big kind of bullshit. But anyway, I had to ask that question. Why can this guy do it and this guy can't do this opposite thing? Because theoretically, if you look at it, he should be able to get planet size.
Sure.
As opposed to, the opposite of what Pym does. Right. Because you got Celestials, they tall as fuck.
Sure.
You got Galactus, he's tall as fuck. But no, the black man's got to get the diluted, the decaf version of the Pym particles.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Over 25 feet, bro. You can't have that kind of BBC action going around, Adrian. It'd be traumatizing, So anyway, Goliath. Well, more of that on other stuff. Stay tuned. Come back tomorrow. Before you do that, though, we're going to jump into Agree to Disagree, wrap this thing up, Adrian, like we do every single week. So this is where I tell you guys that I'm right, you're wrong, and fucking go home. No. Agree to disagree. I got a handful of my opinions. I'm going to throw them at you, Adrian. You're going to let me know if you agree or disagree. And then people will say things like, read a comic. You guys don't read comics. Or here's a new one. They're obviously paid by Marvel because listen to what they say. Oh, my God. Maybe Marvel's just better than fucking DC, dude. Maybe.
And that.
Like, fuck. So, all right. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Now that Thanksgiving is over, it's time to dust off the 2 comic book movies that are actual Christmas movies, Batman Returns and Iron Man 3.
Agree.
It's taken years to get you here, by the way. Batman Returns is better than Iron Man 3.
Agree.
Marvel is better than DC.
I agree.
I mean, why are there so much Marvel shills? It's fucking better, dude.
Right.
Like, come on. What do you want? Brussels sprouts or a prime rib, I mean, come on. The motion cap beast was the best looking on-screen beast we've seen so far.
Disagree.
Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor was leaps and bounds better than his beast.
Agree.
Fucking blue teen wolf looking ass. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, like one tooth that went across his whole mouth and shit.
Get little tiny fangs. Oh, look at the little fangs. Oh, the fuck out of here. When Secret Wars is over, when the multiversal saga ends, we need to put the Avengers in the corner, give the X-Men center stage.
Absolutely agree.
Fucking timeout for you, motherfucker.
Yep.
I've had enough of your shit. If you want to read comics, read a comic, and you don't know where to start, you should come down the road to Secret Wars with us. We're starting on Avengers 500, Avengers Disassembled. It's a perfect starting point.
Agree.
That was a lot. It was a mouthful
Yeah.
there. A little wordy. There's no need for She-Hulk in Secret Wars.
Agree.
Jean Grey as Phoenix would wipe the motherfucking floor with Martian Manhunter. And Marvin the Martian too.
And pretty much everything and everybody else.
Yeah.
Agree.
Everybody watching should subscribe to our YouTube membership, join the Legion of Interns, get access to a whole nother podcast, all the other stuff, where the Giant Talk will be continued.
Yep.
We're going to talk about the true origins of Christmas, you know.
Oh,
I got one. I haven't even shared this with you yet. 2 powers that pop out of people's eyes. You got Superman's heat vision.
Yeah.
And you got Cyclops' concussive blast.
Correct.
They look similar. They ain't even remotely close.
Nope.
So we're going to touch on that too.
Okay.
On other stuff. So you can subscribe to that. Go to YouTube. Go to the description. Go to the membership. Hit join. It's $4.99 a month. You get an extra podcast every single week where we loosen up the belt a little bit. You know, it's like when you eat all that turkey, you got to loosen up the belt. You know? But thanks. Turkey Day's over, Adrian. We're on the road to Christmas now, officially. So that is Agree to Disagree. Adrian, thanks for coming out.
Absolutely.
Guys, thanks for watching. If you've made it this far and haven't subscribed, ask yourself what the fuck is wrong with you. Seriously. And then go ask your parents what was wrong with them. No, I'm just kidding. But drop us a subscribe, drop us a like, drop us a comment. Go check us out on other stuff. We'll be back tomorrow for that. And if not, we'll be back here next week. So, Adrian, thanks.
Yep.
Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week right here on Only Comics.
Peace.